And welcome to the LiveScore watch-along. It's another massive night of European football as Real Madrid travel to Manchester to face Pep Guardiola's City. I'm Jack Collins and I'm here to try and keep things in line, although with this lot, you never know quite what's going to happen. First up, he's been a lucky charm so far as our resident City fan, Stephen McInerney. Welcome back, mate. How you feeling?
I'm very good, mate. I'm very excited for this game of football. I'm feeling good, actually. I'm normally quite apprehensive, but I feel it in my bones.
Got a good feeling about this one?
I do, Jack.
Good, I'm glad.
How are you, by the way?
I'm glad, I'm all right. Thank you very much for asking. Alongside him, LiveScore's very own, Mr. Dean Jones. How are you,
mate? Yeah,
excited?
Good. Yeah, I mean, I don't care who wins, so it's happy days.
It's an easy one here. This is an easy shift. There's no tension on it.
Yeah, this is the glory of being a Fulham fan.
It's just me here at cares, really, isn't it? But I'll take it.
It's all right, mate. We're all with you. And finally, she's back in a new role. It's 𝗟𝗶𝘃𝗲𝗪. Anita.
Hey.
Do you notice anything different about the set from the last time you were here?
You know what? I can't really tell. No? Nothing new.
We've got a barrier up, we've got a couch.
It's the mugs, isn't it?
In fact, look, for those of you who weren't here, should we remind you what happened in Nice was the last time on this set? Here we go. This is exceptional.
That's what happens when Chelsea on their way to a famous win.
Chelsea on their way to an incredible win in the Bernabeu.
We didn't even win in the end.
You won the game.
Okay, the game, yeah.
Yeah.
Look, it was fun. It's never boring, is it? It's never boring. It's good to have you back.
Thank you. I'm happy to be back.
You're in a new role, right?
Yes.
So Chelsea aren't here anymore, which is a shame, and we couldn't have you not part of this after the excitement that we had last time. So you've taken over the role as the bingo queen.
Yes, I am the bingo queen. Sorry, Dean, I've taken Dean's job. Yes, so I'll be playing as the bingo queen today, and I will be making sure that we mark off everything that comes on this bingo board. So we've got Kevin De Bruyne doing bits, we've got Grealish's hair on point, as per usual. You've got Mahrez cuts inside and shoots, fine Ederson footwork, Vinicius shows his skills, Courtois, great save, Modric through ball, and Benzema goal or assist, which is actually bound to happen.
Do you reckon we'll fill the board?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah?
100%.
Are you feeling confident about it?
Yeah, I'm feeling confident for Real Madrid. I'm going to tell you that for free. If you're going to beat Chelsea, you are going to win the Champions League. That's what's going to happen.
So we're going to win the Champions League then. We've beat a few times this season, right? I think.
Couple of times,
I understand. When we beat you guys 3 times last season.
Oh, here we go. Well, it's good that we've got the San City bubbling.
We'll move on.
Should we get on some team news? And Stephen, let's start with City. What's jumping out for you in this City team?
Surprise Stones. The journalists were saying today how Pep cheated a little bit by pretending that Stones wasn't available. He wasn't training in the open training session that they had before the Champions League games, and then hearing last minute. So Stones back in at right back, which is a little bit of a surprise. A role he's played a few times this season. He's a very good one-on-one defender, even though he's obviously not fully fit. He's got a good turn of pace as well, which is good against Vinicius. Zinchenko at left back as well, of course, no Cancelo or Walker. Zinchenko, to be fair to him, hasn't played much this season, but he was a big part of our route to the final last season, and doesn't probably get the credit he deserves for that. So they are the real stories there at full back. Going forward, Jesus, of course, has to play through the middle. 4 goals the other day. He was absolutely immense. No Sterling, though, which is interesting. I'd love to know what he thinks about that personally, but otherwise, it's a good team.
Yeah, I mean, this is it. You chuck CJ Egan-Riley in here, but it would have been a hell of a baptism of fire in some ways to chuck him in against Vinicius. And
of course.
Ultimately, there's that option off the bench if it's necessary. I imagine that Pep will be hoping that it isn't. But here we are in many ways. Let's go over to Madrid. Dean, Valverde back into midfield. He played on that right-hand side against Chelsea and was excellent there. Rodrigo gets that start, though.
Yeah.
A little bit more of an attacking lineup than I was expecting from Real Madrid.
Yeah, I mean, this is kind of the lineup that they suggested in Spain earlier in the day. You might have thought 𝗟𝗃𝗃𝗃 start, Casemiro start, but no, Valverde back in the middle for Real Madrid. Rodrigo's got the start. He probably does deserve. I mean, he's been making big impact recently. He seems to be like quite a confidence player at the moment. And Madrid clearly feel like they can get at City a bit here, because that's what I'm suggesting from that lineup. Like Vinicius one side, Rodrigo the other, Valverde in the middle with Kroos and Modric. Like, it's a strong lineup for Real Madrid. Like, let's see what happens. Like in footballing terms, right? Man City should win the game. Like they are the better football team. Like watching both teams throughout this season, Man City are the better team. So if both were to play at their absolute optimum level, then City win. But football ain't about that, like especially semi-finals, and it's not about. And you've seen Real Madrid and the way that they've clawed back victory against Chelsea, against PSG, and like it kind of feels like they've got that momentum and that belief that takes them to a 14th Champions League title. So let's see what happens. Let's see if Man City have the mentality that they had in that Atleti game when they seem to grow a little bit as a team.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, look, City have set up perhaps how many would have expected them to tonight, but Pep has been known to tinker at the late stages of Champions League knockout stages. Here's Conor McNamara with a few more details.
Pep Guardiola's relationship with the Champions League is complex. No coach has reached more semi-finals than his 9, yet he's not lifted old big ears in more than a decade. So why is that? In 2009, Pep became the youngest coach to lift the trophy. It was his first season with Barcelona. 2 years later, he tasted success again, with Sir Alex Ferguson describing Guardiola's team as football perfection. In the decades since, Pep's Champions League fortunes have gone from celebration to commiseration. A common theme has been criticism for overthinking in knockout games. Take last season's final against Chelsea. Not only did Pep drop João Cancelo for the out-of-form Raheem Sterling, but his decision not to deploy a holding midfielder played into Thomas Tuchel's hands, the German altering his tactics on the bus to the stadium. We all know how it ended. It wasn't the first time the Catalan went off-piste. In the 2019-20 season, he selected a back three against Lyon, resulting in a demeaning defeat. Pep faced scrutiny 2 years prior to that for fielding İlkay Gundogan on the left at Liverpool and dropping Kevin De Bruyne against Tottenham 12 months later. In his first season in England, it ended in an early exit against Monaco. They went out on away goals following a helter-skelter 6-6 draw. Before arriving at the Etihad, Guardiola had never failed to reach the Champions League last 4, reaching 3 successive semis with Bayern. Instead of glory, though, his Bavarian legacy ended with talk of friction with club doctors, with his bosses, with senior players too. Undoubtedly a great manager, is Pep an overthinker when it matters most? As Real Madrid loom, Guardiola will be desperate to right those wrongs. But he'll do it, as always, his way.
Well, I mean, there's been some history here, of course. But, Stephen, do you buy the overthinking thing? Because I'm not sure I do.
If he's an overthinker, I wish I was an overthinker. Because like, the career he's had and the career that he's had compared to pretty much every other manager in the history of the game is, not everyone, but more or less everyone, is absolutely stupid. And I think we've got this kind of tendency to celebrate the success of the failure, of those who are so successful. We love doing that. So someone who's so brilliant, we love to find a way to try and knock them down. And Guardiola very much is the kind of person that sometimes people can shoot at. And he does maybe have those moments where you try and work out what he's doing, but ultimately he does so many of those things every season that just aren't picked up on because City win.
Because they work.
Yeah, because they work. So we forget about this, you know. We forget about all the reinventions for all the players. They become so normalised, and all these systems with the inverted fullbacks in the Premier League, introducing what many would say was the false idea as well, with the two of them, with De Bruyne and Silva. We forget about all these things because they worked, and the retraining of players. Having said that, there are some moments every now and then where you do think, what is he doing?
The three at the back was one. I remember watching the three at the back and be like,
Ultimately, yeah, that three at the back wasn't good, but to be honest, we were in a bit of a centre-back crisis then anyway. Like, everything was a little bit of a shambles. We never really had a settled back four.
Do you feel like he's any closer to actually winning this competition?
Well, yeah. I mean, last season is proof. I mean, he's already won it a couple of times, of course, but under City, I've always got a very simple view. If you can get to the final, you can win the competition. And I don't mean that as a City fan, I mean that in football, because you've proven you can get to that last step. And after that, it's just a 90-minute game of football. And I mean that in the most basic, fundamental way, because it's ultimately true. You play that game several times, probably each team's going to win 3 or 4, you know, of them. And I guess on the day Chelsea had the bottle, but right now, if you've gotten there, you've made that mental step to get to the final in the first place. And it's no coincidence that so many teams win a Champions League the year after failing to win it. You know, the first time, like we saw it under, you know, Klopp did it. He went back and won it again after tasting failure, because the players are ready then and they're motivated and they tasted that pain. So they know what it's like. And I do believe we are closer. Of course we are. Like, people forget that for a long time, City couldn't even get out of the Champions League group stages under Mancini. Like, we couldn't do it. And our progression in the Champions League has been kind of like that. And to the point now, no one's surprised at City in semi-finals. And that is an achievement for City as a club, because we have to learn to be in the Champions League. And we didn't have that Champions League pedigree, I can admit that as a City fan. But you have to learn as a club how to get there. And once you get there, it becomes part of the culture. And it doesn't matter who joins. There's no expectation from the fans. There's no nervous tension. You just feel it as a club.
Yeah,
so I think City,
it's a slow
progression. So City now, we're favourites to get to the final again, and that says it all, in my opinion.
Well,
by the bookies we are. Anyway.
Yeah, this is the issue. Like, I had to rank the final 4 semi-finalists the other day, and I put Madrid slightly ahead of Man City. I had Liverpool favourites.
Yeah.
I had Real Madrid second favourites. I just feel that mental edge is underestimated sometimes, and we forget how much it counts.
I think people forget just how much City have shown in terms of like mental fortitude over the past couple of seasons. You know, PSG, we beat Real Madrid a couple of years back, of course, as well. So we do have the upper hand on them in recent history.
I mean, I think
Atletico.
This is it. Yeah, of course, and you win these teams, but I think there is an element of, especially in this competition, you go on with it and you look at Real Madrid, right, and you think this is the team who have done it the most times, and that sort of belongs to them in so many ways. We are the kings of Europe, said that banner. Let's take a little look at Real Madrid, and our man Lorenzo wanted to talk to things about the fact that there is a tactical quirk that 𝗟𝗏 Benzema has in his locker.
Thanks, Jack. Yeah, I wanted to look at the man of the moment, 𝗟𝗏 Benzema. He's powering his side to a La Liga title. He's got 12 goals in 9 Champions League games this season. So what can we expect in this one? Well, I've looked back at his game against Chelsea at the Bernabeu and found a little quirk that I thought was quite interesting. In the first half, when Chelsea took the lead through Mason Mount, this was Benzema's heat map. Nothing too notable here, right? He tends to drift a little to the left for that well-established partnership with Vinicius Jr., but otherwise it's fairly standard. Where it gets interesting though is that as Real Madrid pull themselves back into the game, as Rodrigo gets one back in the 80th to send it to extra time, this is Benzema's heat map. Now, normally you'd expect a team that needed a goal to be higher up the pitch, right? With their striker leading the line. Not with Benzema. He comes deeper, looks to affect the build-up play a little more, and eventually he gets the goal that sees them through. So, if Manchester City take the lead tonight, watch out for Benzema dropping a little deeper again, getting involved in midfield build-up play, and of course, don't be surprised if he gets on the end of a cross from the left and gets his side back into the game.
Neats, you're a big Benzema fan, we know this. This is a big night for him as well. He's put on his team on his back so many times across the course of this Champions League campaign. Yep. But this is an even bigger ask, I think, in so many ways. Can he do it on a relatively warm, dry night in Manchester?
Do you know what? I always ask that question, like, can the best players do it in a cold night in Stoke? Or can they actually do it? Let's see, though. I really do think that Benzema, no matter the climate, he can pull something out of the bag. And I do think that maybe not a hat-trick this time around as he's so used to, but he will be able to get across the line for Real Madrid, and he will be the guy to watch once again.
Oh, absolutely. Let's start with some predictions then. And Stephen, seems like you're only right to let you start us off here.
4-0.
I'm going for 2-0. I think it's going to be a really good game of football. I do think City will play like they've done in a lot of big games this season where we control the possession. I think our midfield I think we're going to overrun them in midfield. It'll be tough, but it'll be an early first goal and a late second to compound our territorial dominance.
Compound it, make it sure.
Yes,
all right.
I'm very certain.
Dean?
Yeah, I do think City will edge this first leg. It's so important, I think, that they do as well. They need to take a victory to the Bernabeu, so I'm going 2-1 City.
Okay, Neats?
I'm not so convinced that either team can get across the line, so I'm going safe and I'm going for a 2-2 draw.
That's a really, really exciting safe bet as they go. Safe, 8-all. I'm going to go 3-1 City, I think. 3-1 City.
No love for Madrid.
Right, well, look, I think it would be an upset if Madrid won. And I think that's fair enough at this point. That's where we are. Look, we're nearly there. Final thoughts, Stephen, have the nerves kicked in yet?
I'm relaxed, but this team has told me to be relaxed, and I think that's fair. And I mean, I've looked at City in games this season when it really mattered, and I think we've largely been excellent when we've had the team that we wanted on the pitch, including even the 2-2 against Liverpool. I thought City were fantastic. The only thing we missed was a finisher. Hopefully, Jesus, after his 4 goals at the weekend, a Brazilian against Real Madrid, you know, that means a lot. It does mean a lot to Brazilians, and he's been excellent before against Madrid. Way the Bernabeu scored, of course. But he was playing left wing that day, I think, as well. And Jesus steps up for this, and I've got a lot of faith he'll score.
Yeah, I mean, Pep really trusts him, doesn't he?
He does,
I think this is the thing that made me laugh. You know, obviously, like, Arsenal are interested in 𝗟𝗏 Jesus. Like, we've read the chat, like, they would like to sign him, but Jesus has a role to play in this City team. Even if they have Haaland, Gabby Jesus has a role to play. You can always trust him. He always fits in with what you need at that moment in time.
Might have to give the number 9 shirt up, though.
I love him. I absolutely love him. Oh yeah, well,
Might have to go back to 33.
I asked about Haaland the other day, which I felt was cruel. Like,
Yeah, I saw that.
like leave him alone, man. Let him, don't ask a striker about another striker.
So I'm interested. You know, I want to see him do well tonight. I want to see him score again.
Okay,
Can
all
I
right.
just say, I feel like everyone's a bit too optimistic for Man City. I don't know. I think Real Madrid.
Pretty good side.
You got a pretty good side, yeah. But Real Madrid, their defense isn't that solid. I understand, but 𝗟𝗶𝘃𝗲, Militao, they work well together, and I do think it's going to be a little bit difficult for Gabby Jesus. So. That's all I'm saying. There's so much positivity on Man City. Let's put some on Real Madrid.
Oh, no, absolutely. Look, this is Real Madrid.
I think
it's Real Madrid in the Champions League.
I think Real Madrid are going to the final, so like I'm definitely.
Okay,
definitely.
But I still think they lose today.
Look, these two, look, by the way, like Ancelotti and Guardiola, like
at
shaking
them.
hands here, like the football knowledge between those two brains that are so close together right now is unbelievable. Like on LiveScore today, we were recording some stuff, and I called Ancelotti like the granddad of football. Something. I used to speak to him quite a lot when he was Chelsea boss, and like he was so nice, like to be in his company. It's so like reassuring and comforting. I was like, to be a young player in his team, it'd be like so nice. You'd be like, just tell me what to do, and I 100% trust you. And it's pretty much the same with Pep, isn't it? Like, these are people that have been there, done it a million times, and you just trust their game plans.
Yeah,
People always say they want a dinner with Jay-Z. I want one with Ancelotti and I want one with Pep. Forget Jay-Z. I want Ancelotti and Pep. That's
what
what
about Jay-Z as well? You have 4 at the table.
I think my mind would explode.
I always want Bielsa in that conversation. But
We're underway
then
anyway.
again, I am a
We're
hipster.
underway.
We are underway. Let's
Come
go
on,
then.
City.
Let's
Come
do this.
on.
Massive game in the Champions League. We'll also obviously be keeping you abreast of Fulham's game against Nottingham Forest in the Championship,
God,
which
you
is
right.
very, very important to both Dean and I. So, you know,
Wicked
there's
punch
not
to
to
Could be a
be
very good
excited
night, by
about.
the
Oh
way.
no,
It could be a great night.
it's
Oh, it's gone wrong already.
it's gone wrong.
Not for City.
Well, yeah, Fulham are 1-0 down, but it's all right. We're going to a home match against Luton next week. We'll actually be there to win the league. Like, it's a bit difficult for us tonight to not be there, but we thought, you know, got a job to
Champions
do.
League night.
How difficult it is for you, mate? Like, you're a Man City fan.
It's painful to be
How
honest.
is it? Hey, yeah, what is it like to be like 350 miles away from the stadium, whenever you are right now?
I've been fortunate enough to be into some great nights, you know, in the past 10 years with Man City, and before that, to be honest, as well.
Yeah.
Like, I enjoyed the lesser days. I really did. I think they make you as a fan as well.
Yeah, cool.
But every now and then, you know, you've got to be here with LiveScore, haven't you? Every now and then. So. I've done some. I was at Wembley the other week, and even though it wasn't a great result, you know, I feel like I've had some very big days recently. So the odd one here and there.
It doesn't seem like this is just going to be the last one.
Well, exactly. Yeah.
I think you'll probably have a few to come in the next few years.
Exactly. And I'll try and. I'm even considering trying to get them for the away game. So we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll
Don't
see.
blame you. Don't blame you. What a
Well,
place.
to be honest, if City win, ultimately, I'm a happy man.
Yeah.
That's all that matters.
Well, you don't think Madrid have touched the ball yet in the first minute and a half, so it's a good start from your boys.
You might be getting a bingo shot here.
Yeah.
Oh, come on!
What
Yes! Come on! Kevin De Bruyne!
That counts as Kevin De Bruyne doing bits, by the way, on the bingo.
I told you an early goal as well. There we go.
Wow.
2 seconds, mate.
That is
92,
Come on!
93
I genuinely don't think
seconds.
Madrid have touched the ball.
I honestly don't know if they've touched the ball.
Oh, am I dreaming?
You see, this is why.
This is why I was confident.
This is why I'm so frustrated with Chelsea. How dare we let De Bruyne go? How dare we?
What a
He's
player, by the way.
amazing.
He
That is
never ever misses a
Oh,
chance.
come on, come on, Modric. Let's put something in the bag, bro. Come on.
Also, the assist from Mahrez here is absolutely
beautiful.
sensational.
Yeah, he really sets
Glorious.
himself too. Like he takes his time to
He
find
loves
that
this
gap.
competition as well. He absolutely loves this
Watch De
competition.
Bruyne's run, though.
Look at that run.
It's a great run from De Bruyne. It's a fantastic
Doesn't
idea.
headers.
No, he doesn't. But he scores goals when it matters, Kevin De Bruyne. And that's one thing that people don't appreciate about his game this year. He's become a goal scorer. More goals than assists. But people like Kevin De Bruyne, the great players, find a way to make themselves useful when you really need them. And he's become what the team needed. And I love that about him.
Yeah.
He's phenomenal. I got a lot of stick on Twitter recently for saying ability-wise, he's up there with the very best midfielders. And I stand by it. Absolutely stand by it. Obviously, he doesn't have the legacy of the likes of Zidane and Iniesta, but I think as a footballer...
Who's arguing that?
Well, as a footballer, I think ability, I think he's absolutely up there.
Yeah,
I think he's
so too.
special.
I
think
feel
he's
like
special.
every football fan should agree with that.
He
Yeah.
I've watched over the few years, and I love Sergio and Yaya and David Silva, but I think as an individual footballer, I think he's the best I've seen as a City.
Yeah.
There's an
I think-
interesting
I
point
love
there
it.
that just like legacy like strengthens a brand in so many ways, right?
It does,
so
yeah.
As soon as you stop playing football, everyone looks back and you're like, wow, they were good. When you're, it's like, was it Mozart? They were saying was never appreciated in his own time.
Yeah.
I don't want to be too
agenda.
agendery, but I'm aware City aren't popular. I don't think that really helps, to be honest.
That's the problem. If De Bruyne was at a Man United,
yeah.
they'd be hailing him, and he'll
I'm
probably
so
have a
happy.
statue.
I'm so happy.
Doesn't matter, mate. I think that makes it all the sweeter if for a City fan at the very least, or at least it should do. Like the idea that he's like, yeah, I think this is me.
But kids grow up now and dream of being Kevin De Bruyne, which I find insane, and that isn't something I was used to.
And he's such a normal bloke as well.
He's great. He's lovely.
Yeah.
And I found out he watched some of my YouTube videos once. He watched some fan channel content.
Kevin De Bruyne off the show.
Yeah, so I'm gonna say that I taught him everything he knew.
Here's something. So, like, the Footballer of the Year is coming up, right? The voting closes tomorrow, right? So I voted today for the Footballer of the Year. And we were talking, as I was voting, I was like, this is really annoying because I think, so it's 1 month. In the next month, you decide the Premier League, the FA Cup, the Champions League. And I was like, Kevin De Bruyne will probably decide the season. But as of right now, I don't know if I would vote for him as my Footballer of the Year.
Who would you
but
vote for?
by next week, I think I might.
Probably Mo Salah.
Like,
Mo Salah.
The thing is, Salah has gone quiet recently, hasn't he?
gone so
Compared
He has,
to
but you looked at his numbers today,
it's
and they were
phenomenal, I can't deny it.
extraordinary. And it was. I weighed up like, is it wrong to not vote for Salah? And today I felt like it was, but I feel like in a week's time it's probably De Bruyne. And I don't know why
at this time of the season, the best get going, don't they? So
Yeah.
why would you cut out this part of the season?
I don't think it's right. The
feel
voting stops now.
Mo Salah had an amazing first half of the season, but he didn't carry on in the second season, and that's why I'll choose De Bruyne over him. De Bruyne has just been consistently great.
Well,
You know, we were saying there that Real Madrid, did they touch the ball?
Yeah.
Should we answer that question?
Yes,
Yeah.
please.
Listen,
They actually
this is their pre-goal
Wow.
touch map.
They actually,
Oh,
They
did
actually
touch the ball.
fully did not touch the ball.
And the goal was like, as I say, like 92, 93 seconds, something like that. So it was a minute and a half of a Champions League semi-final. So he kicked off, did not let them touch the ball, and scored.
people doubt City's ever-growing pedigree in this competition.
I think
they
Pep's
really
overthought this. I think Pep's overthought the kick.
whoa, Edison. It's all right. It's
Just
okay.
as he says it, yeah.
Oh,
Great defending, Zinni.
Oh.
That's beautiful, Zinchenko to recover there. And then a rare Edison pass that went astray. Foden back on the left, by the way, in this game, which is interesting.
Yeah, I thought that was.
Look at De Bruyne get going again, man. When he gets dribbling.
He's in
oh
there.
my God! Look at all that space.
Perfect
for
free ball as
him.
well.
There's so much space.
This season, De Bruyne started dribbling and driving through the midfield a lot more. It reminds me of Yayu when he gets going. I love it.
Yeah, he definitely is.
I'm obsessed with him. I'm obsessed with him as a footballer. He doesn't have like intense amounts of obvious flair. He's just so functionally brilliant that people almost don't give him the credit he deserves because there isn't step overs, there isn't all that kind of stuff. But he's just.
But his decision making, his accuracy, everything that he does is spot on, isn't it?
Everything else is good.
Everything else is perfect, and that's just not just optics, which is ideally,
literally.
right?
You don't need
Did
step
we get a
overs.
tick in the bingo card? Did we
Well,
just
Messi
say
was
that
was he?
Kevin De Bruyne doing bits
Well,
has been
it says
ticked?
past tense.
7
Yes.
to go.
Yes, so
One
the-
down, 7 to go.
The run and the finish were just superb, so that definitely counts. It's only been like what? How long? 8 minutes, and we've already got one down. So I'm really confident we're going to finish
Yeah,
this ball.
comfortable today with it?
Yes. They
Absolutely.
just need to show me Grealish, and then we've got another one.
Well, look, it's a wonderful haircut.
I'm such a happy man, Jack.
Well, I'm glad.
I'm a really happy
Look
man.
at his face.
This is the
I'm
vibe
just-
we're after, you know?
Just yeah.
What, is it a relief? Is it like you can relax a little? What is it?
It feels like slight vindication as well.
Vindication from what?
No, I guess it's just, to be honest, it's relief. It's mainly relief because you have that feeling before a game, don't you?
Yeah.
And I'm rarely confident before a big game, but I was before this, and I felt almost guilty for feeling confident. So
Yeah,
there's
but
an element of like relief.
The
to
only
it.
thing I would say is Madrid usually don't actually start playing well until their backs are against the wall.
Yeah.
This
And
is
like,
usually
it's like
at the
they like,
Bernabeu, though.
they like a hard life. It does feel like that with this team.
I think that there's an element of that at home. I think probably less so away. And I was surprised. I was a little bit surprised with that Real Madrid lineup. You know, we were talking about at the start about how kind of forward-thinking it was, because actually, in that first leg against PSG, they went to the park purely to just spoil. Like, they spoiled for 90 minutes. Yes, they lost 1-0, but it was a 93rd minute winner from Mbappe. You know, I thought they might come and spoil today at City, and they haven't done. Well, they haven't looked like they've set out to done so far. I know we're only 8 minutes into this game.
It's not
so
massively in their DNA either, is it?
Shoot, but there is an element of them when they're behind at when they're behind at the Bernabeu and when they go behind, the crowd wakes up.
Yeah.
Whereas I think there's almost this kind of inherent feeling that it's like, we'll just win. We're on Madrid.
Yeah.
And when they go behind, they're like, oh wait, maybe we do need to help them out. And actually, if they could harness that on a regular basis, they'd almost be unstoppable.
Yeah.
But it does, and I think that's what happened.
Finish.
It was quite interesting to see PSG go there with a 1-goal lead because the crowd were up for it from the start because they were
of
almost
course.
coming from behind, and that's something you don't really see. But I think that more goals behind, this could be very, very interesting.
I've just found myself smiling lovingly at the replay of De Bruyne. I look at him like I look at a family
You
member.
haven't stopped smiling since the goal, by the way.
Oh,
I'm just
why
putting
would
that
you?
out there. You haven't stopped smiling.
I think Kevin De Bruyne really deserves a Champions League. And obviously I want it as a City fan anyway, but I genuinely believe plays that good. They
I'm
deserve
not
it.
gonna lie to you, low key. When we played you in the final, I wouldn't have been angry if you guys won because I do feel like Kevin De Bruyne and Sergio Aguero
Rudiger.
deserve the Champions
What do you
League.
do to his face, Rudiger? Still angry about that.
Hey, get over it. He's leaving us now.
Yeah, he's going to be.
Yeah, he's going to
He's going to be this lot next
Looks like they
year.
could have done
so,
it really
yeah.
good so far, Real Madrid, by the looks of it.
Yeah.
Sure.
God.
It's well, we'll see. It should. I mean, that should make for the start of a better game in real talk, really, shouldn't it? Because you know, this game now, I mean, doesn't have to open up. It's 2 legs.
Yeah, I mean,
But
Madrid
it-
just can't concede a second before half time is what they'll be thinking. Like, it's
But
really
it
important.
should start to make them think about how they, especially without lack of away goals, should start to make them think of it like, well, we can come from behind. We know we can at the Bernabeu. That's what we've done in so many Champions Leagues.
Yeah.
That you can be like, let's give it a go.
I mean, the thing is, you're never safe against them because of the pace that they've got and the fact that Rodrigo will go at his fullback and it's Zinchenko tonight and, you know, Vinicius will have a go at John Stones at some point. There's no doubt about it.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
I would say, you know, this is very different to the last game we saw against Chelsea when they kind of singled out Reece James early on, didn't they? And they were kind of like just getting at him, and Reece James got a yellow card, I think, like 10 minutes in, something like that.
Yeah.
And it was clear what their strategy was. Like, so far, they haven't really
That's
been able
beautiful.
to get the ball out into those areas and actually try to exploit the fullbacks.
Well, so far they haven't really had the ball.
City, I know City keep the ball well, but they do
Look
really...
at that, look at that, look at that!
Come on!
It's so easy!
Gabby!
It's so easy!
This is just unbelievable!
It's so easy!
This is deserved as well.
Yeah,
They've not
it's
even had a
100%
touch.
deserved, yeah.
This is a masterclass so far. We're 10 minutes in, 2-0 up against this team with this incredible heritage, and this is a schooling.
Yeah.
I absolutely love it, and he deserves it.
What a finish!
I love it when people like Gabriel Jesus get their
I
roses.
mean, call
I
off
really
the
do.
Haaland pursuit. You don't need him, mate. You got Gabby Jesus,
5 goals
5
in
in
2
2
yeah.
games. Unreal.
You,
What was I
you get
saying?
rewards.
A Brazilian against Real Madrid, it means a lot.
Yeah.
I've been on points so far from predictions.
Yeah, this is
Foden's
good.
been fantastic there as well.
Yeah,
I like
Foden's done
This
really
is
well.
lovely. It's
Is
a
this
lovely
Kevin De
little
Bruyne
sport.
assist? It is.
It is. It's one of his, like...
Oh, God.
Oh, it's
What a
taken too
turn!
well.
That's just sensational. I got a little bit lucky.
He's
Okay,
got
I'll
a
give
little
you
bit lucky on the turn. Gabby.
Good
But the
finish
finish
there.
is absolutely spot on. Like, that's just pure instinct from Gabby.
Okay, no, Madrid need to wake
2-0.
up now. This is getting a bit ridiculous. They need to
well-
wake up.
I'm not... this isn't done.
Oh, no. Do you know what?
Done
2
as a tie,
goals.
no, but it might be done as a game.
Yeah, as a game, yeah.
It might.
2 goals.
I mean, I've
problem
got
is-
2-1.
the problem
I'm
is
still
if you-
quite happy
The
with that.
problem is, if you're Madrid here, what do you do? Because
You don't concede enough goal, that's
well,
for
you
sure.
say that, but you can't sit on the edge of your box for 70 minutes, 80 minutes against City. You will concede.
Yeah, I mean, they've got Carlo Ancelotti, who does not freak
won't
out.
panic,
He
yeah,
doesn't
that's
freak
the- that's
out.
the only
Like, that's
thing.
the one thing. Like,
It's like having
some
the
managers
opposite
right
of
now will
Simeone
be
in
like,
the dugout.
oh
It's
my
like,
God.
it's fine, won't it?
oh
We'll
my
work
God,
out.
but
Is this happening?
Ancelotti's probably having a cigarette or something. I haven't seen him yet, but he'll probably cool as you like. The problem is defence are not as cool as you like, and they are properly shaken by this.
They are shaking.
They've been on the back foot. I mean, it was a couple of weeks ago they were 2-0 down at half-time against Sevilla, on 2-0. It was just a few days after they played that Chelsea game. So it's not like they haven't found themselves in circumstances like this before, but
There he
those
is.
teams were not Man City.
exactly.
Yeah, that
Those
was
teams were
also
not Man
We
Sevilla,
won't
have,
give you the
Sevilla
ball.
have a habit of doing that.
And like,
City
they
do
might
not.
not touch the ball.
You
for the
don't want a
rest of this half.
confident City as well, like a confident, relaxed, assured City.
That's it.
Pretty
yeah.
much the worst team you can play against because they won't let you touch the ball.
Yeah, look, well, we're seeing Carlo now, and he's kind of going.
He looks nervous.
Even he might be.
Yeah,
even
even
he
he,
might be
like-
a bit caught out by this one. Poor old Grandad.
Yeah, Grandad Ancelotti does.
Grandad
look a little bit
Ancelotti has
tired.
got some work on his hands here for the next 80 minutes.
I wanted Jesus through the middle for a long time. He very much is a man who's very critical of himself. And the other day after he scored 4 goals, he was asked about, He's essentially broadly his time at Man City, and he said in a very sincere way, well, you know, I'm not Sergio. And I felt sorry for him saying that, because you could sense this as a man who's trying to live with the expectation of taking over the mantle of a legend. And sometimes he needs to remind himself what he's done in football. Like, he's a brilliant footballer. He's giving City some massive moments as well, like the Centurions moment with 100 points, Southampton, last minute of the game, and big performances away at the Bernabeu. And I think I would have loved it if a year ago they just said to him, oh, you've had some issues in front of goal, don't worry, you're a fantastic player. You're going to get 20 games as a number 9, play, just go there. We're not going to drop you, you've earned this chance. And I wish that had happened, you know, just to see how he would feel and how he would play through it.
The thing with that kind of thing is, like, much as it's such a lovely idea, and I completely agree with you. But
he deserves it.
In sentiment, yeah, imagine how angry Pep would be. Like, what do you mean I have to play this man 20? I was like, what about all the other tweaks I have to make to my formation every week? You know, how is it going to play out?
False 11. Or
yeah, exactly. I need to work it out from there onwards.
Yeah. Well, I would say you can't go from this to joining Arsenal. You can't do that, Gabby. Don't even consider it, mate. Come on.
The disrespect.
Have enough confidence in yourself that you don't have to step down at this point.
Who needs Haaland, Dave?
Back yourself, right?
You do.
It does depend if Arsenal finish fourth.
No, it doesn't.
Is it a step, like, you know, obviously it's a step down. No one's
you can't go from
that,
scoring for Man City in a Champions League semi-final against Real Madrid like that to joining Arsenal. Not at this stage.
You can't do it.
Like, you've got to back yourself. Like,
his passing is so crisp.
He's a good player, and like, as I said before, like, he has the trust of Pep. Like, that Liverpool game he started, like,
big games he plays.
Big games he plays. And like, I know it's frustrating the times he's not picked, I'm sure, and I'm interested to know how he's dealt with that. But ultimately, he's still there, and every year they talk about him leaving.
Yeah, I mean, I get that. I mean, look, let's talk about this game quickly and look at this match momentum chart. There is nothing from Madrid.
They have not.
There's no chance.
My
God!
Look at
the City nearly make it 3. And
yeah, I mean, Foden's stuck one right across goal, and Alba's just about got it away from the toe of, was it Jesus coming in again? Might have been.
Stephen, you sat next to me here when you beat Sporting 5-0. Yes. You were 5-0 up at half time. And it doesn't feel that different.
You're not even wrong. That's the crazy thing about it. The momentum of this game.
That's not to say it will end in the same way, but it
feels that.
But it feels.
And that's quite
damning in itself.
It's damning,
right?
and very impressive at the same time. And yeah, once again, this City side, they belong in this competition. I know they should, given the quality that we've got, but this used to be a team that did essentially bottle it against Lyon, you know, and did go out against teams, with all due respect to Spurs, who weren't at the level that City were at the time, and of course Monaco and so on. And right now,
that Monaco side were, to be fair, the business.
They were great fun, yeah. And yeah, I mean,
they probably shouldn't have beaten you, but they were the business.
Yeah,
I think you look at where they've all ended up.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
Jack, I got bad news, mate.
What?
I think we just. What happened there? Oh, I thought Fulham had conceded again.
No,
Don't worry, we haven't.
Would
mate.
that really be bad news? Like, you get to watch them, like, you know, win at the next match.
We're taking this as positives, aren't we?
We're all positive tonight. You know, whatever happens to our respective sides. I mean, it doesn't look like it's going to be any negatives whatsoever.
Sorry, I'm just on LiveScore constantly.
City, so you just love the LiveScore app, Dean.
I do love the LiveScore app.
I respect your commitment to the brand.
Says Man City 2, Real Madrid 0. That's good news for
you. Yeah, I like that,
yeah. Remember that you can get involved with this watch along using the hashtag LiveScore watchalong. Send in any questions you might have, and we'll do our best to answer them as we go through the show. So yeah, throw us what you got, so basically. It's all there on the bottom of the screen. Tweet at LiveScore, hashtag LiveScore watchalong, and we'll get involved.
So okay.
Big chance for Madrid, yeah. The first chance. Vinicius just flashed it across, but
that's not what you were going to say.
Saved himself, didn't he?
Vinicius flashes it across the goal. Is one way of putting it, yeah. Fluffs his lines.
Oh, and I wasn't actually going to say that. But that's the first time. What I was going to say is that's the first time he's actually got any joy in that gap that he's been going to look for all night. That's the first time they found him in there, and he's gone one-on-one. Was it Stones that stood up to him? So
good defending.
Yeah, it is good defending. Like, this is the important thing with Vinicius. You've just got to stand him up as much as you can.
I'm really happy that every City player is. So everything I said pre-game. Stones good one-on-one defensively. Jesus scoring. Bernardo big in the big games. Cheers, lads.
Oh my God.
That's the most shambolic.
They just played themselves offside. How did they do that?
That was shambolic.
Oh, come on, Madrid.
Wow. I'm going to go on Twitter and see what some Madrid fan accounts are saying about this, because I want to see how bad they're feeling right now.
It's no
Give
disrespect.
me Zav Salazar.
Look, no disrespect to Madrid's midfield, no disrespect to their team, but it just feels like they can't keep up. They cannot keep up for the life of them. So they need to figure something out because they're not going to be able to outrun Man City.
Well, I think this is why they brought Valverde in, right? To try and add some legs into that midfield.
That was a mistake.
Well, maybe, but Cass is even slower.
Go on,
so
Phil.
you look at
Foden's just been absolutely brilliant. This football's amazing. Honestly, fantastic.
I don't know if this is about pace or anything. I think it's just the line of where we are.
We forget how good a footballer Zinchenko is in terms of technically. He's a midfield beforehand. That's why Pep loves him.
I think this is it, isn't it? You watch him play. Occasionally, you watch him play for Ukraine, and
it's just a good passer.
The way that him and Malinowski can rotate and interlink is just absolutely insane. But they're absolutely glorious footballers.
Yeah, he really is, and he's probably
playing those twin eights,
exactly,
as for their country.
Madrid zone, they said Benzema's talking to Modric and Kroos about the lack of ball progression. So let's go through the replies. The first one is, bro, I've had enough. I've actually turned the game off already. Another geezer says, Ancelotti's got his tactics wrong, but everyone will blame Toni Kroos. Someone says, send the defence to MLS. I mean, yeah, they're not feeling that good about it, I don't think. Someone said, to be fair, we're getting destroyed. It's game over already. What is Militao doing these days? Get Kroos out, we need Casemiro.
Literally.
Please bring on Camavinga. That's not a bad shout.
That would be the answer I would have gone with, I think.
It's the midfield letting us down. Kroos as CDM is going to get us nothing here. Sub them, bring on Camavinga. Yeah, a lot of...
oh, God.
Look at that. It's the pressure. They're under so much pressure.
Madrid are falling apart.
They cannot concede a third.
You said they couldn't concede a second a minute ago.
I feel like a third and it's done.
A third and it actually is game.
It is
done. Like, Madrid won't come back from 3 across the tie. Like I have to say,
I do have
15, 20 minutes ago, I thought it was going to be about mentality, but turns out it's not. It's just about football at the moment. Like football. They're being taught a lesson.
Tweeted earlier, got to be great tonight. I can feel it in my bones.
Yeah, you did. I saw that. I was going to bring it up.
I had a lot of milkshake this weekend. I genuinely did. So maybe it's got a lot of calcium. We went to Wales with me and my wife.
Mate.
Yeah. And there was like a little milkshake shack in the middle of nowhere, which was great. So we had loads.
Nice. That sounds excellent.
It was great. Yeah, vending machine milkshake in the middle of a farm in the middle of nowhere. Like, all right. So we went about 3 times.
That's a real night to start taking a weekend in the middle of like the most high pressure part of the season.
This is where I'm at right now. Yeah. Say you've done this to me.
You were like,
down to milkshake.
You were like, there's loads of points in this season where you go, okay, fine. Like it's really high pressure. There's a lot on the line.
Get
We're in
some
the semi. Like I'm going to go to a farm and drink some
milk.
Get some
milkshakes.
I like it. It's something that we could all probably do with when things get stressful at the end of a football season.
It's not the end of the football season yet.
Well, that's what I meant. Like in the stressful part of the end, at the end, when everything's on the line and tensions are high.
Go for a milkshake. Jesus now has 3-3 against Real Madrid. It's not a bad record, is it?
Yeah, he's big game player. Jesus.
He's not going to Arsenal, is he? He's not going to Arsenal.
This is your big takeaway from the evening.
It's been a minute
since you put on a masterclass. You're like,
the link.
He was blazing it. That was fantastic from
That was
Zinchenko.
brilliant from Zinchenko.
He's just absolutely schooled Rodrigo.
Yeah, look.
And a
Look
ball
at that.
as well.
Doing his best.
He's
Look
got
at
a lot
that.
of miscontrol to
Look
De Bruyne.
at
He
that.
missed that midfield.
Look at
It's
that.
a big tackle and he made it.
Uncharacteristically sloppy that from De Bruyne there actually. But I'll let him off. He's had a good
Like
game.
that pass.
You'll let him off, yeah.
It's alright, Kev.
Just a golden assist,
Yeah, go on, take that one away. That's okay.
That pass just evading Kroos like that. Like that's painful for him.
The
That really is.
thing about Kroos is, right, I'm so sorry, but I don't want to say he's done, but he's done. He's on his way out. I'm just so sorry. People keep living off of the things that he's done in the past, and I get it, set piece king, but get him off this pitch, please. He's not doing anything. He's not contributing anything.
Yeah, no, I get what you're getting at. I mean, look, the thing is that Madrid just don't have a particularly good record against English teams, especially away from home. They've only won 1 of their last 6 away. Yeah. I can't think who it was, but like, you know, they've only won 1 of their last 6 away from home against English teams.
You're so shady. You're so shady.
I think it must have been like Wolves or someone. So it's, yeah. I mean, it's not too. I suppose it's not too surprising in some ways, but equally, I think I think more than the scoreline, the manner of this game is what's actually been quite breathtaking.
I mean, for the first 20 minutes, I mean, you did not expect, no matter how well City played them, to give them a schooling like this, and that's what it's been. And now it's all about getting back in the game for Madrid, and they are getting a bit further up the pitch. In the last 5 minutes, that's the 3rd time they've been into the final third. So like, they'll take some comfort from that.
But also, they've been sprung on the counter twice.
They have, exactly that.
And you know, a better final ball, and
And that's what will happen.
That's what's going to happen all
That's
game.
how I imagine the third goal will come. And if it does come before half time,
Yeah.
you know, it'll be curtains.
There's no one better on the transition than Kevin De Bruyne.
God.
Yeah.
Probably what football.
And that's what he wants, right?
Yeah,
Like they're
space for him,
happy to suck him in there and De Bruyne just be waiting in that hole and just off he goes. Like you said earlier, like De Bruyne has just developed this season and he's just got an extra edge to him where he can now carry the ball at pace and it's unbelievable.
It's great to watch. Someone told me he couldn't dribble, which makes me laugh. No, he's brilliant. There's a bullishness to his game as well at the moment where it's almost like he senses that, you know, he's not exactly young anymore. You know, he's got maybe a couple of years left at the very peak of his game, if that. And there's an urgency to his game where he knows he obviously had the disappointing Champions League final last year when he came off injured and so on. We didn't get it. And it's almost like he had a slow start to the season, he had a few injuries and he wasn't looking at himself. And he's found a little bit of confidence in his body again. And he's determined to win us some trophies this season. Yeah. And he's an aggression to his game, which is it's terrifying actually.
Here he is, you're right. They're right.
I love it. Oh no, he's right there.
Were you, I presume you were at the final last year, were you?
I was working with City actually.
Okay.
Yeah, I wasn't actually there, but I was working with City. City had, you know, the Academy Stadium. Yeah. They had thousands of fans.
Oh
in that,
yeah.
So I was presenting with City for that.
Oh okay.
It's kind of
what was the feeling?
It was painful.
After that, yeah. Like, was it
deflation? Utter deflation. As a football fan, as a City fan, I was working with a club that I love. You know, I got invited to do that. So I was thinking, this is one of the best days, you know, of my life. Really, I'm like the club that I adore. I get to be there, and I've sat along with 𝗟𝗏𝗃𝗲, and you know, obviously a lovely bloke, a great player, and so on. And I know it was just devastation.
Big chance Madrid.
Oh
my God!
It's offside. It's all offside. It's all offside.
Okay,
that would have been a complete shambles. But you got away with it.
That was basically what it felt like. What you just saw from Ruben Diaz, that's what it felt like. Like City had, you know, paid a lot of money to put the big screen up and all that kind of stuff. And it felt like the club is the day the club had been waiting for, you know. Yeah. And then chaos, and we didn't turn up, which is the most disappointing aspect of it.
Yeah.
You guys were a bit too confident that you were going to beat Chelsea if we were keeping it real. Way too confident.
We were, at that point, the best team in the country, and we felt we could win.
Arguably not.
Well, we won the league, so...
You won the Champions
League. Again.
Go on!
There you go.
Oh, swear it. It should be free. They are so vulnerable on the break,
They are vulnerable on the break.
Pep is fuming.
He should have buried that.
Game over then.
He doesn't accept with things like that, and that's what, you know, that's the difference between being excellent as a boss and
De Bruyne
being.
Is that Militao again though? Coming for a ball? It might be Alaba actually.
He's got to find Foden.
Mahrez just finds at the far post, surely.
Or
just slide in Foden a bit before that, and he's in. And that is what Guardiola will not accept. He will not accept that. Mahrez is a weird one. Like, in a way, I'd say been one of your top 5 players this season.
Yeah, absolutely.
But on the other side of it, like, it often doesn't start.
He's
still is susceptible to do things like that.
He's weird. Like every now and then, when Mahrez has a slight bad run of form, he reverts to the Mahrez at that first joined Man City, where he's a little bit more selfish. Yeah, I would say the vast majority of the season is fantastic. He's on like 23, 24 goals or something like that.
Yeah, and what a run in the Champions League as well.
Yeah, and his Champions League record is fantastic. But he can do that every now and then.
This is actually embarrassing. It's embarrassing.
That is a bad challenge, but still.
So embarrassing.
But he's great, so.
I have a question.
He's worth the hassle.
I have a question for both of you. So, obviously, Mahrez, he's been linked with other clubs this season for next summer. Do you guys think he's actually going to leave?
I don't think he will, though, actually. I think he's quite happy in Manchester.
I mean, someone's got to.
He's become a bit of an elder statesman in the group as well. Like, he's really content. He's just married an English girl as well, who lives locally. I think he's actually genuinely very happy at City. He's got a year left in his contract though. So
I think Sterling.
1 year left.
Yeah. I think Sterling. If one of them goes, I feel like it might be Sterling.
Sterling, Jesus, Mahrez, a year left. So that's a big bunch of players there with a year left.
Yeah. And
which one are you taking to leave?
I personally think.
I mean, logically, I always want the older one to move on. So as great as Mahrez has been, I think there's a natural progression. Yeah. Cole Palmer, I think he's a Mahrez clone. Cole Palmer, he's brilliant. He's a clone of him, identical playing style, and Pep really likes him as well. But I also think in general, move with the older one on. I think it just makes sense. And look, as great as Mahrez has been, I'd rather just keep the ones.
Interesting to know where he would go at this point.
He's a PSG fan, isn't he? That'd be. I don't want any of them to go for what it's worth, but I always think. You know, the older
you have
one.
to move on, like you know.
You have to keep refreshing squads, right? Yeah. That's ultimately what happens. The other thing is that you know, even without additions this summer, and obviously we know that there are going to be additions.
Edison footwork? Is that what it is?
That's
right-footed pass as well.
Yeah, I think
that's
we might have a
definitely
ticket.
Oh,
Oh.
Vinicius gone 1-on-1.
I think we might have 2
I'll
there.
tell you what, he's
actually.
getting crowded out a bit. He's getting crowded out.
That's
They're doing a
got
good
to be
job on
Edison
him.
footwork on it. Cause
Yeah.
It's got, that one was
the
excellent.
right-footed pass as well, the curler on.
It's but I think the thing is with even if you know, to go back to that point, even if there is what a ball.
Oh,
Come on, 2.
Oh, you missed that. That should be.
I honestly,
wide.
I thought that was it.
I thought that was
did not see him missing the
done.
target from there.
Phil.
It was tight angle, don't get me wrong. It wasn't easy.
This is
Is
this
this-
ball from Bernardo, is it? Or-
Is the
or
square ball on?
Look at that. Oh, God.
That ball from De Bruyne
Kevin
is
Bruyne.
insane.
Is this
touch is
square
laid
ball
down.
on?
No, he's not going to
No.
pass there though.
Foden's touch was like down a little bit too wide.
Oh yeah, yes.
Yeah, it did.
Reset.
It wasn't where he wanted it.
He probably still should score though, there, to be honest.
It's not far off. I mean,
He's unlucky.
it's hard from that angle to get it back across.
This should be 3-0 already.
But they are
Even more.
2 big chances. The thing is, it's not like there's not going to be more, is there?
Oh, yeah.
It isn't like these are big chances going begging. Like we're 29 minutes into the game, you're 2-0 up. You've just created 2 really good openings. Madrid have had a couple of sniffs, but nothing as clear as what those 2 were. Here's Benzema.
But you know
The
what?
game
That's what
crowded
Madrid
out.
do. Like, they let you settle into the game, which, of course, with Man City, you are
Yeah.
going to be damaged by doing that. But then they ease into the game, and then they can really hit you where it hurts. So
Like a
I'm
full
not going
sense
to
of
write them
security.
off. Yeah, literally.
Oh, it's-
Look, see,
That
see.
was the best chance they've had so far. Älabba just wide, but it wasn't exactly a clear chance.
Benzema hasn't even cooked yet. Just a reminder, he hasn't
Well, that was on a
cooked
bad
yet.
ball from him.
That
to
is
get
a
going
lovely
with.
ball, to be
But
fair
yeah.
to him.
It's one of those
Also,
ones. Yeah, good one.
hilarious to me that Benzema takes corners. That always makes me laugh loads. What are you doing?
Forward should never take corners. I just don't
He's
want
so
to go.
good though. He's like his whip is great.
Yeah,
you
I don't know.
want
I
him
mean,
in
it's
the
not. It's not a
box.
dig. It's
But
just
his
that
header
it always
better.
makes me laugh that it's
Well, he
like
used to be able to get in the cross to convert. in the
Well,
box
yeah,
to
you like
convert
you
it
need
is
2
the
of
problem.
him.
He hasn't got time.
One flicking
Well,
on.
Kroos can
You
take a
think
set
Kroos
piece.
could at least do that?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You
That
think?
is
He's
true.
king.
absolutely that. Yeah.
Go on, Kev.
There he is. Like he's just having the time of his life.
He's just
He
That's
is
so
loving
good.
this game, De Bruyne.
The thing about De Bruyne, he always looks like the best player on the pitch, even surrounded by world-class players. And
Yeah.
that just takes some doing.
Yeah. I expected him to be left out at the weekend against Watford because I didn't see the point of playing him. But
Yeah.
doesn't Pep do
No.
this thing where he likes players to have a certain amount of minutes in the legs?
Rhythm, yeah.
Yeah, to have that rhythm.
Oh, Zinni! Oh, Zinchenko with the thunderbolt just wide.
Oh.
He's frustrated because he knows that was close. Yeah, but Pep's all about rhythm in general. He believes players
Momentum.
that- yeah, momentum and rashness and all that. And people might tell him he's wrong, I guess.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's just like one of the aspects of Pep Roulette I find really hard to predict.
Oh,
Like,
it's very complicated.
like I actually think this year, in the Premier League anyway, predicting his team has been a bit easier than it has been in past seasons. Like, I haven't found it as tricky because he hasn't thrown out as many.
Well, the
No,
midfield's
they're
been
not quite as
settled.
many
The midfield's been
curveballs,
settled.
yeah.
Gundogan's been a little bit more on the periphery this season. He's had back problems, Gundogan, so I think
Yeah.
that's probably played into it a little bit. And the defence, everyone's kind of known what it's been. Because
Yeah, there's been
Yeah.
a little bit more. In fact,
Consistency.
there's quite an interesting thing that actually the Liverpool front line has been harder to predict than
I
almost
think
everything
Liverpool's
else.
lineup is tougher
yeah,
to predict.
at this point, you know, the roulette that's unfair, but the roulette kind of
The roulette is real.
concept is as strong in variety. And look, to be fair, Tuchel isn't averse to a little roulette of his lineup
I
either.
can never ever predict a Chelsea lineup.
There is
never.
It's probably easier
Mount
to predict
Werner
a
have
City
it,
lineup than it is a Chelsea or a Liverpool
because it
one
can
these
change.
days.
The next week it can be Mount Werner, Lukaku. It
Not
always
anymore.
changes,
Not
always.
anymore.
I'm so over it. I don't even try to predict it no more. This
Leeds
week
is
you'll
done.
probably when we play Man United, you'll probably see, I don't know, Christian Pulisic start or something. I
Yeah, he
don't know.
did score the winner in the last game.
Yeah, he
that wouldn't
scored
be
the
that,
winner.
That wouldn't be that week.
Oh God, I'm just so over this season. This season's done for me until May.
All she's
15th.
interested in is bingo.
Yes, that's all I'm interested in. And to be honest with you, we've missed a couple
And we
of
still
things.
haven't
We've missed a
seen
couple
Jack
of
Grealish's
We've missed
hair.
a couple of things, yeah.
Hang
But
on.
we'll tick them off when we get the time. Look at that.
Oh,
no!
They've got one
Come on, I told you!
Benzema's
Told
first
you!
shot.
You cannot keep this man off the score sheet. Come on!
that's a good goal.
Come on!
That's how quick a season can turn from being done for an eater to not done.
My
She was
bad.
packed up and ready to go.
But legit, see, this is what I told you. They ease themselves into the game, and once they've eased themselves, once they found that comfortability, they will hit you where it hurts. And Benzema's the guy to do it.
Well, this is my scoreline, so I'm done here. I just want it to just play out.
Or we should just,
I think
game
just leave
over.
it there. Just leave it there. Just turn the
Go
TV
home.
off and we'll go.
He's not
What do you
off.
think about the defending, mate? Is there much strong?
Maybe a little bit tired for Zinchenko, but it's a good cross. It's, a good
It's also
finish.
just a really good
It's
It's an
finish.
unbelievable
Who
finish.
made
It's
the
very
cross?
on him.
It's an
Zinchenko's on him.
unbelievable finish. Like Benzema's
It's
had to go across
unbelievably good
himself
goal.
and just slot it into the only
The
gap
mistake
available.
there is from the build-out, really, isn't it? I mean,
Yeah.
Zinchenko's on him. Maybe he could have got across him a little bit faster, but
Maybe.
Look
it
at
it feels harsh.
does feel harsh. Let's see. Like we were saying a minute ago, it should be 3-0. I'll tell you
It
what.
should have been 3-0 twice. I
Let's
mean,
play bingo, Neats.
I was about to say, we've missed a couple of things. So obviously we've already got De Bruyne doing bits. We've done
The
fine
Edison
Edison
footwork.
footwork,
Yeah.
yes.
Now we've got a Ben's goal.
Benzema goal. And to be honest, Mahrez cutting in and shooting, does that count?
Don't
not
think so,
quite,
yeah.
No.
I'd say. No, I don't
He's
think we're
right
quite
footed.
there. Well,
Cool.
I'd
We'll
imagine
leave
we're
it
going to
there.
get a clearer opportunity to tick that one off at some point.
All right, we'll
Would be
leave it
my
there.
guess.
Oh God, I'm
I'm gonna
nervous
give it a
again now.
half
Yeah,
tick for now,
no,
just in case.
Yeah.
The nerves will come back. Football's so fickle, isn't it? Well, it's not. I am, I guess.
Your emotions. How are you feeling now? You were having the time of your life 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, you rue the chances missed, don't you? And
Yeah, it's only when it goes flips that
But
you.
this
you
is
ever
what
think
I was
about it.
talking about, right? Football in town is Man City win every single day of the week, and now
Yes.
suddenly it's a test of their mindset for the next 10 minutes. And Madrid love this. This is what they play
Yeah,
on.
they do.
play
Look at the
on your
space now.
fragile
Look at all of
mindsets,
this.
and they now go almost 2-2, and they had to force a save. Like, this is it. This is what.
This is what
why I
Real
question
Madrid
City, and they've
do.
got to ride through this storm and come out the other side and get the next goal in this
gets
tie.
half time essentially. You know?
Yeah. Like going in at 2-1 at half time is fine. You've reset, like there's nothing wrong. You've dominated the half. You've had the best chances.
What
Fernandinho's
Oh.
coming on.
is happening?
be
Who's
injury.
injured?
John
No.
Stones.
Oh, peak. Very peak.
John Stones. Maybe it wasn't a trick.
Not
Maybe
gonna
it wasn't. Pep's overthought it.
What's
Do we know the Stones?
It was
I
5.
said 5.
Did it say 5?
He
He said
Oh
five.
no.
So is John Stones.
Yeah.
Oh no.
That's
Does that
bad
mean
news.
Fernandinho will play right back?
Yes.
That's a concern.
That is a concern.
Stones
I
is
mean-
gutted, and I feel for him, but I mean,
Oh
maybe
wow,
it was
this
again.
has
must
turned.
be, isn't it? It
This
must
has
be,
turned
isn't it?
badly.
So when's Fernandinho played right back? Has that happened?
Closest I can think of is when he played centre back.
Yeah,
Against
I think he
Leon.
played centre back. Yeah.
When he played three at the back, so kind of did it a little bit. No, this
This
is
should
not
be
good.
interesting.
Well, we know
Yeah.
keep the ball well, at least. He's the leader.
captain.
Yeah, you've also that's it. It's also a little bit of like steady the ship mindset on the field, which
Oh
is
mate,
important.
but how old's Fernandinho?
36.
He's up against Vinicius.
I'm not even gonna lie. When Fernandinho played Liverpool in the semi-finals, he was getting spun, bro. Like
gonna get
I'm
absolutely
really
hoofed.
I'm
At
really
least
concerned
at
for
least
you right
can,
now.
He can hear what Vinicius is saying.
Oh, you can understand, innit?
What, he's saying beep beep as he runs past him. He's like Roadrunner. Mate.
Should we get Benzema's touch map up while we're thinking about this? It has been very sporadic, but there's only one that matters there, and it's
Mate,
that one just inside the 18-yard
This
box.
is a man that doesn't doubt himself. Like, he knows what he's doing. He's setting off. Half of those are just little layoffs, just setting up play here and there. Gets one opportunity, bang.
Yeah,
That's what it's all about. That's why he's going to win the Ballon d'Or this season.
it's another big goal for Karim Benzema in his Ballon d'Or quest.
Might be a hat trick on the cards yet.
Let's leave it.
What,
no.
for Gabby Jesus?
Yeah, not for Benzema.
Who we
that's
got?
There they are, look.
Someone scored a hat trick,
Fernandinho's
is it
first
Gabby
touch, he
Jesus?
sent
Here comes Gab.
Vinicius for a hot dog and laid in
Beautiful
Gabby.
pass as well,
Yeah.
Mate, the next goal
It's
that goes
fine.
in,
Fernandinho's
this
gonna
man is going to
score.
go mental if City score third before half time because it's going to be so key.
Yeah,
It's going to be
It's massive,
it's
isn't
the
it?
release.
Yeah,
That's
that's
just
the
release,
game.
isn't it?
Absolutely. I feel really bad for you because as a fan, I know,
yeah, it's-
like, we're not Man City fans.
Yeah, I'm chilling.
Like,
I'm
I think
chilling.
just chilling with our bingo
I'm
card.
good.
I'm kind of hoping it stays 2-1 so I get a prediction right for once. Jack doesn't like he's got a care in the world, to be honest with you. over there.
I'm actually relatively nervous on Stephen's behalf, I feel.
Are you? Yeah.
There's
I
no
got
foul
I
there.
also
There's no
just-
foul there.
I also
There's no
just
foul there. But
kind of want
ref.
City to win.
You want City to
Yeah, no, I'm a big Bernardo Silva stan. I basically just want Bernardo Silva to do well at all times.
Fair enough.
Like, that's basically where I am in my life at the moment.
That was my conflict with the Champions League final. I'm a big Aguero stan.
Is this a foul? Oh, that's right. It's the goal again. This is not a foul.
No, this is
Jesus didn't foul, did
Such a good finish. It's such a good finish. Like, the man is an absolute machine.
He's just free of the Ronaldo shackles now, isn't he?
Yeah, this is it.
Yeah.
Right.
It's waited a long time. Look at him, like...
Cheeky thinks that. Cheeky thinks my career in Ronaldo, if I'd been the number 1 at Real Madrid, you must think that every now
I'll start to think it, wasn't it?
Yeah. You start to be like, I could have scored 600 goals for this club.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he won a lot of Champions League, so it's fair enough.
Yeah, someone's going to ask him in like 5 years, so what do you look back in your career? So it's quite annoying, actually, because I'd have been the best in the world for the last 10 years if it wasn't for these two lads.
If they just trusted me.
Go on, Laporte. Bulldozing run through the midfield. I like it.
A lot of space.
A lot of space.
Fernandinho's on the overlap. Absolutely.
I never thought I'd hear those words, like Fernandinho on the overlap. Jesus.
Like, yeah, he's old, but he's still a fit lad.
He's a very
Fernandinho's a very fit footballer.
Looking kind of slow.
I don't have too much concern about that.
Yeah,
His last season as well, isn't it?
Yeah, he's leaving.
How did you feel about that? This must be a bit of a
He's
club
my
icon.
age, which I hate. So you're like a player goes and like you feel like I've been matching his age forever. I guess that's how it works. And now
unless you have a really hard year, I think you put 2 on.
Well, we all had a few hard years.
There's no attempt to play the ball there. Yeah, correct.
Yeah, absolutely.
We can look at where Fernandinho has played in his Man City season.
Midfield.
None of them are right back. Funny that.
Funny that.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, he's not a right back.
So it's
I mean, technically, I mean, if he'd been put there, I don't know, 10 years ago, he's got every attribute to his game to be a fantastic right back. You know,
he's got every attribute in his game to be watched everything.
Yeah, everything. Yeah, he's a fantastic footballer. Yeah, so I've got no doubt he could do a job.
This is a big chance.
It is.
This is a really good...
We're good at set pieces.
Yeah, this is a really good position for Man City.
Rodri, Diaz, Laporte, the big guys.
Look at this, De Bruyne.
That's become a big thing. I don't know, it sounds really stupid and obvious and like quite naive, but like actively, the best teams in the world these days are good at set pieces.
Ooh,
like,
save.
Consistently good at them.
Micro gains, isn't it? And like literally you can squeeze 1% extra out here and there. And like City really works on the set pieces. You hire specialists, don't you? And all that kind of stuff. You really analysed how teams defend, and Liverpool even hired like a throw-in.
Well,
coach,
someone said
this
to me the other day. I think Liverpool's throwing coach might have left now, but Brentford hired one, and the average chances created in the Premier League, from a throw-in position, per game is something like 0.8. Someone said that over the course of like a month, Brentford had created like 14 in like 3 games.
That's insane.
Just like those margins.
Is it Rory Delap?
Well, no, that's the other. We might see.
They just launch him into the box.
If we're lucky later, we might get big Liam on here.
Yeah, big Liam.
Oh yeah, is he good at throws?
Everyone asked him that. He apparently did it when he was younger.
So sick of that question.
He did it when he was young and got told not to do it because he felt.
Did he?
Yeah, as in like.
I mean, he's a totally different type of footballer.
He's good at goals.
Much better than his dad.
He's much better than his dad. Yeah.
I mean that in a good way in terms of like he's obviously got his dad's.
You think he's got a chance of the breakthrough?
I think he's got a chance in football generally. I mean, I see it's hard, because.
Also, if you're about to sign Erling Haaland,
I think he's going to the top in football.
He probably
I genuinely believe that.
He probably needs a loan next year.
Yeah, why won't they send him on loan?
He's apparently there's suggestions of Bournemouth if they come up. They've got. I don't think they've got Solanke.
Solanke,
But I think he should have gone to like Brighton this season already, and I think he would have scored quite a few goals for them. The chances they can create.
Yeah. What about Cole Palmer? Will he?
I really rate.
Is he the best one?
He's just Pep rates him as well. Unfortunately, he's been injured since January. And he's only just got back now.
Oh, right.
He's on the bench.
He scored in his Champions League debut. He scored in the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup as well. He's a brilliant player, and he's been playing a lot for Pep as a midfielder. But for the academy side, he plays as a right winger, and there he is just a Mahrez clone in terms of cutting in, beating people. And he scored the goal in the Carabao where he scored from where Mahrez is now and put it in the top corner.
Oh,
go on,
nice ball.
But I think he would have played another 5-10 games since January if he hadn't been injured, and probably would have scored a few goals.
Big
Lovely.
Space.
So I think he's got a big future, massively.
Yeah. Oh, good.
Oh, Jesus, brilliant.
He's absolutely spun him.
Yeah, he really has.
McAtee as well. We watched McAtee a couple of weeks back, and he was exceptional when he came on.
He's a brilliant player. We've got a lot of them. They're all little clones, as Gary Neville
He has
famously said.
rinsed him.
Gabriel Jesus is having a good week.
Isn't Militao
having a great week, isn't he? Yeah.
Yeah.
They were like, we're going to sell you, and he was like, whoops,
You're like,
bear in
no, you
mind
ain't.
how good I am.
You know what he said? Arsenal, leave off.
I'll score 5 goals in 2 games and in Madrid.
I don't even have an agenda against Arsenal. I just think it's funny.
Yeah, people are going to tune into them and be like,
They're going to be like, this guy must be a Spurs fan.
Yeah.
Not at all, actually, no. I just think
Well,
Gabriel Jesus should stay.
Arteta will know, won't he? I guess that's the logic behind it.
And Edu as well.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
So, I don't know if 𝗟𝗃𝗃𝗃 is still involved, but he was
What was that transfer?
with Arsenal.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
I forgot, I've known his name for years.
Yeah, Kia was he was involved in a lot of the recruitment that they were doing. Yeah,
Do you know what? It's so crazy how this game has literally just turned on its head. Real
but this is
Madrid
what happened
have
with you lot in the
so much
second half,
possession.
wasn't it?
Yeah, legit, literally. But it's not
It's
even
so
the second
similar.
half yet.
Hey,
It's still the
Zinchenko.
first half.
He's had
He's
a
had a good game.
storming first half.
He really
hasn't
has. You can't really blame him for the Benzema goal, really.
There's not much you can do.
It's a good goal.
No, like, yeah.
That's
This
one of my
is the
big
thing.
bugbears
Great
in
goal from
football.
They always try and find someone to blame.
Yeah, football is, you can't be in every position on the pitch. you know.
Oh,
Oh,
it's
you
a big,
didn't need
big
to,
foul.
man.
Is it Kroos?
This
Let's
is
see.
De Bruyne range, this.
Was it Kroos?
Of
Mahrez,
course
yeah.
it's Kroos. Of course it
I won't
Yeah,
go
be
right
off
for
at
it, but yeah,
half-time.
you're right.
He'll be off
Oh
at half time.
God!
It's a good turn.
They'll have to
from
take
Jesus
him
again.
off. You just
I feel
can't
like
do that.
Ancelotti took him off against Chelsea, didn't he? He took him off quite early against Chelsea. He's just past it.
Well, remember he had the
Let
ump,
it
didn't
go.
he? He came off and Camavinga
Yeah.
came on.
Go on,
Yeah.
Kev.
And he
Go
was
on, Kev.
so annoyed about it. I'm
And
thinking
completely
they
changed
looked
the
better.
game.
Yeah, it changed the
Camavinga
game.
was the best player on the park.
Honestly,
Like,
it still surprises me that he doesn't start ahead of Tony, but that's a
I also
conversation
think
for another
that,
day.
you know, look, it's kind of part of the Real Madrid mythos, right? In that they come in here and they're like, this is our experience.
Yeah.
We control, even when we're 2-0 down, we're not panicking.
Go on, Kev. Go on, Kev.
These are the kind of things that you think of when you're talking about Real Madrid, and therefore, for someone to start Camavinga would be a big statement.
Go on, Kev. Oh, he's after all that build up.
It was quite a long.
How
quite
do you
a
feel
long
now?
run.
Like looking back on this half, obviously first 20 minutes was like one-way traffic, but like
I think we
is it
settled
now-
a little bit. We
Do
settled
you
a
think
little
you're
bit.
still like top to the half? Do you still feel like quite?
Well, yeah.
No, I know, but like in terms of control, in terms of control,
Yeah, I mean,
control right now.
recency bias makes you a little bit nervous, but
Yeah.
ultimately this has been a really
That's
hard
such
football.
a killer in football, isn't it?
Yeah, of course.
Recency bias is the right term to use because like you say, you felt deflated when they scored, and you're like, oh no.
The one good thing is that Pep Guardiola will get him in there and he will point out how good it has been so far. Obviously, he'll correct the mistakes. Go on, Ferner. Ferner just... Oh, that's a chance to do something there. Fernandinho stepping into midfield to win the ball, by the way. That's the one thing he will do. He'll
will
read the
do
game
that,
really
Well, I
well.
suppose as an inverted fullback, it makes
Yeah, he'll
plenty
be
of
excellent
sense.
at that,
doesn't
yeah.
it?
He's going to be like Cancelo by the end of this game. He's going to be all over the place.
Yeah. But yeah, back to what you're saying.
Yeah.
I do think Pep will steady the ship. I do think he'll point out what they've done well so far in terms of like this is Real Madrid, like that you've done brilliantly. Obviously, cut out these little mistakes, minimise the chances that Benzema gets to be on the ball full stop.
Yeah.
And he'll notice the little bits that have gone wrong. And the one thing about Pep is we usually
Half-time.
come out better
Yeah.
in the second half as well than we have in the first half. So
Yeah.
boom.
Yeah, look, I think it's fair enough to be and like take that moment of deflation when that goal comes in because
It's just
you
nerves,
were-
isn't it?
but
Yeah.
also you were so on top, and
Yeah.
there was the two opportunities, glorious opportunities to make it 3-0.
Yeah.
You're looking back at them immediately and thinking, "Oh God, what if?" But if I'd offered you 2-1 at half time, you probably would have taken it.
Politely bit your hand off, Jack.
Politely.
Do it anyway.
yeah, covered it in jam.
Just nobble it right up. But yeah, basically, this has been a good half football. Of course it is. I guess the fear for me is essentially what scares you as a City fan right now is the reminder of what Real Madrid can do. That's the
Yeah,
fear
of course.
there. And like when you see how good they are, and when you see that they're such a team that thrives in those moments. You know, those little kind of like the sparks of life all of a sudden when they come alive and they score a wonderful goal and then the ensuing chaos that follows that. That's what scares you about Real Madrid because they capitalise on that like pretty much, well, literally no one else in the history of this competition because it's their competition. And I guess those reminders are what makes me feel a little bit anxious as a City fan. But, you know, we got to half-time, which I think is important. I think, you know, have some water, sit down, calm down a little bit and come out and essentially
Terry's
go again.
chocolate orange.
Yeah.
Orange,
Everyone's
get a
sorted.
chocolate
Who's the
cake.
big leader in there? Like, who's the players that they'll lean on in moments like this? I mean,
Diaz,
Fernandinho.
De Bruyne,
Yeah.
Fernandinho.
Is De Bruyne a like? I don't know much about what he's like as a man
He's quiet, but he's very, very respected and he's very focused. But as well, I get the impression people like Rodri are quite well respected. You know, he's a passionate guy. But Ruben Diaz, obviously, he's stepped into the company role almost flawlessly. People like him, and I can imagine as well. And I hate to sound too heavy, given everything's going on. You know, I can imagine how much this game means for Zinchenko. You know? He's been through a lot personally, and he's a lovely man. I know that for a fact. One of my friends works with the club. He's his favourite player there because he's sort of like the nicest guy in the club. Gentleman, he's beautifully nice and so friendly to everyone, and he's also passionate as well. So all these people together, I think they'll be all rallying around each other, and it's a very, very, very tight knit squad.
I was going to say, it feels like a very
it really is, and that's a cliche, but it is true in this instance, and Pep's moulded that to be that way. So. And once again, we can point to the experience of PSG last season, you know, which was a tough game at one point where PSG started bringing out the tricks and so on. Atletico weeks ago, and I think they'll calm themselves naturally.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, let's look at City's average position map, because I think this is a team in control, but also the fact that build-up down the left doesn't surprise me whatsoever. That is City's attacking weapon in full force.
Well, that's also bringing in once again the technical proficiency of Zinchenko, because he's such a good. Zinchenko's really involved in progression. He always is when he's on the pitch, and Foden back on the left wing, I think is interesting. He's played a lot of this season as a false nine, but in Champions League last season he excelled out there, and I'm glad he's back there to form a bit of natural width and so on. And obviously De Bruyne has been drifting over that way a little bit. So.
But also, John Stones playing right back, obviously, and now Zinchenko and now Fernandinho, you're going to use your left back ahead of that. But also, the fact is that Ferland Mendy is probably at this point in his career a better defender than 𝗟𝗏. And so you're going to look to overload him as often as you can, and that's an interesting one, because Bernardo can drift out onto that side as well. Those two centre midfielders are very much interchangeable. Let's look at Madrid's, because I'd imagine that this is slightly further back, and I'll be right. And I suppose you look there at what Valverde's been doing, and that's just to try and cope with that City overload, Dean.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean, you'd have probably expected that, to be honest, at the start of the game. That would have been about the average position. Like, we all knew that City would be on the front foot, not to the extent that they actually were, particularly in the first 10 minutes when they put in, one of the most brilliant first 10 minutes I've ever seen in the Champions League, I think. But it comes down to those moments that matter, and Benzema's there again. That's his 40th goal of the season for Real Madrid. He's the first player to do that since Cristiano Ronaldo. 40 goals.
No one scores 40 goals in a league. Apart from Mitch.
His name's Mitch.
Where's he today?
I should have seen that coming.
He's having a wee nap. Do you know what I mean?
But that's the Championship. This is the Champions League and the La Liga. And this is the difference, isn't it? And it's like, it's the new challenge. It's what we talked about before. Like, you say you believe in Man City. Now you've got to a final. You were 90 minutes away from winning the competition. You know you can get there. You've just got to come through these mental challenges, because that's what this is. This isn't really a footballing challenge. Man City know that they can cope with this.
It's
all in the head.
It always is at this stage of the competition, and at the highest level, any team can beat any team. And this is just true. And once again, it sounds like a cliche, but it really is. And usually the team that are in the better shape inside the head are going to win it.
Yeah.
And I do think that's one thing that City have learned, thankfully. And Real Madrid, if they end up losing this tie, they probably can put that a lot down to their neighbours. Atletico, that was a battle.
That was a battle.
Yeah, and that helps relieve that.
Atleti fans will love you saying that, so that's good.
It's true, though. It's true. Like, the fortitude that you earn from the games like that, and like the belief that you earn from it consolidates everything that you've been working towards. So, yeah.
Neats, you're neutral. Where do you think this game's going?
I think, like I said, 2-2. I honestly think it's going to end 2-2.
Yeah, I forgot you had 2-2.
I
went 2-2. I went in the middle. I don't see any one of them edging it over. And I do think Karim Benzema, he's not done tonight. So it's going to end 2-2, in my opinion, unless Man City start the half how they started in the first half.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that would be the plan, wouldn't it? Do you think he does that?
Yeah, to be honest, there's no real reason to change anything drastically. It's pretty much as you were, more the same, and especially
because he's already had to make a change, right?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
I mean, the thing that will change is, like, I was just checking on Twitter to see what Madrid fans wanted, and they are all just saying, get 𝗟𝗏 on, get 𝗟𝗏 on.
Yeah.
They will, won't they? Like, whether it's right at half time, whether they wait till 60, we'll have to see, but that will make a difference to the way that midfield functions.
Don't be surprised to see Gundogan at some point as well. You know,
For who do you reckon? Where would he fit?
I honestly don't know, but I wouldn't be surprised because Pep trusts him when the game.
Yeah, he
looks
does
a bit,
always trust him.
When the game looks a little bit loose.
It's game management, isn't it?
He's obviously so composed. Don't be surprised to see no more substitutions either at the same time because. Or Sterling would be good in the game.
Sterling might be the one,
There's those elements. So, like, also, if the game opens up and it opens into a transitional game, you have a player in Jack Grealish who's one of the best players in the world at opening up games.
I don't see him.
I don't necessarily think Pep will turn to him here. And actually, I was going to come onto it in the second half, and we can talk about the fact that Pep loves that, doesn't he? Gets a player, he gives them a year to just sort of bed in, and everyone's like, oh, they haven't played very well. Yeah. And then suddenly the next year they turn into an absolute
he's had a 5-year contract, right? 5 or 6.
You know, this is...
6, I think it might be 6.
I think it might be 6. Like, this is not a player they've signed for one season.
But I just mean if this really opens out, to have a player that can carry the balls to 70, 80 yards and have no bother with that as well, it's something that, even if it just earns you a little bit of time.
More space in this game than you'll get in most Premier League games.
Exactly.
Yeah,
genuinely, and that actually plays into his hands. We know he's good on the counter and so on.
Yeah.
It's more like what you'd be used to at Villa, weirdly. It sounds crazy.
Yeah,
no,
I completely agree.
Actually is.
Completely understand. Should we look at the how it ebbed and flowed, the match momentum of this one? Because it did feel like mostly one-way traffic. Look, obviously, and this is the thing with that Madrid goal, right? You weather a storm, as Dean said at the time, for a couple of minutes because they have that ability to go bang, bang, bang, and suddenly turn around and like, oh, we're 3-2 down.
Yeah.
But City weathered that and then took the advantage again, and you wouldn't be surprised to see them come out as quickly as they did in the first half.
Yeah, but you look at the part where Madrid had the advantage. There's not many teams in the world, if any, that could have turned that in the fashion that they did.
Facts.
Most teams would be on the floor.
They'll be depleted.
Like, they'd be like, there's no way back. Like, this team are too good. And somehow, and I don't know what it is, it can't be a DNA thing because that's not a real thing. And
but you can believe
experience.
You can believe in, like, you can have this kind of belief in you. You know, when people are told things that they're going to happen, and people make them happen, even though that is not necessarily the way. It's that kind of idea of manifestation.
You can think things into
without going all Harry Potter liquid luck.
And then
you know what I mean?
But it never seems to die. Like, they've been doing this for like
it's
years and years
right?
and years.
When you've got that sauce, and you believe in your sauce, you are going to live up to that expectation no matter what. Karim Benzema's sauce, he knows who the type of player he is. He knows the type of player. He knows that he's saucy, so he's going to get a goal. That's what I said. Like,
he said sauce so many times in that sentence. I loved it.
I love the word sauce.
9 at Tesco. Sauce everywhere.
If you've got the sauce, you've got the sauce to turn around a saucy game.
Yes.
Yeah, I'd agree.
And you forget, not forget,
great analogy.
They always have players of that experience to drag the younger ones up to that level, don't you?
There's also an element of, like, if you're signed for Real Madrid, like, it's kind of drilled into you, like, this is what you're coming into. It's not you're coming in here to work us towards a thing. It's like, you're coming into a team with this prestige and this level. Yeah. You're expected to step up on occasions like this. And I think people just kind of, most players who are excited rise to that challenge.
But what I find amazing about it is that transitions from manager to manager to manager, whereas generally, once a reign ends, that philosophy kind of dies with it. Like, as just said about Man United, like, that's gone. Like, that Man United belief that was there under Ferguson, like that doesn't exist anymore. Like, it does in the fans, but not in that group of players. Whereas Madrid can go from Zidane to Lopetegui to wherever and end up with Ancelotti and still have it.
United have only ever won leagues under 2 other managers than Ferguson, which people don't quite realise. They don't realise that the United have had Busby, Ferguson.
Such a long era.
Busby and Ferguson who were incredible. And there's another one in the 30s. I genuinely can't remember his name. But other than that, United don't have that history of loads of managers winning the league, which is weird to say, but people forget that. Because Real Madrid do, which, to your point, it's like it's part of who they are.
Yeah.
And it's more for United, it's more of who 2 managers were than who they are, which sounds crazy, but
that's what it was.
It's true, which is...
It goes hand in hand.
So it's interesting to note, maybe that's part of why they struggle a little bit, but Madrid, it
works for them.
That one cult of personality, isn't it? Do you have a bingo update before this second half kicks off again? 3. What are we expecting?
Have we not had a Modric through ball?
I was thinking,
Modric has been kept quiet.
We haven't had a Courtois save either, which is also maybe quite interesting.
Literally.
In that he hasn't. Aside from picking the ball out of his net, he hasn't actually had that much to do.
No.
No, I can't think of anything.
Grealish's hair must be on point because he hasn't done anything. I bet it looks great. We just haven't seen him yet.
The thing is,
it's
I
a
just
peak
need a
point
camera
right
to pan into him, and then we could just tick
We can
that
tick that off
real
as soon
quick.
as we see him. It'll be immaculate.
Surely he's got to go for a warm-up, even if he's not coming on. He'll go for a wee
He'll
jog
go for
down.
a warm-up.
he'll be
Yeah,
wearing
we'll
a
see
hat.
that.
He just wants us to see how good he looks.
He can't be wearing a hat. It's a balmy night in April.
Yeah,
I was lucky enough to be on the sidelines, right pitch side at Wembley. Bad day against Liverpool, but Grealish calves right next to me. They're ridiculous. They are as
They're
crazy as
huge,
everyone says.
aren't they?
When they're
Yeah.
like a metre away from you, like it doesn't look normal. It doesn't look normal. Like he's a freakishly
Yeah.
good-looking man. Fair play to him.
Fair play to him for
Yeah.
being so good looking.
Yeah,
Great
fair
hair.
play. I'm not even
Yeah.
gonna lie
Great
to you.
Great hair.
Gorgeous man.
I like to be
Gorgeous.
Jack Grealish.
Yeah, he
Nice
seems like a good crack.
Lovely.
Yeah.
I reckon he'd be good value. at
That guy has a
party.
good life, I'd say. He's having a good old time.
He's having a good go at it. I
Yeah,
think is the
he's
key
having a good
element.
old go at life.
Yeah, why not?
And
Why
look
not?
who's really friendly. Once ago, I got a friend who essentially is cameraman at Man City, and Grealish is the kind of person who asks who everyone is and how your day is and all that kind of stuff, which you don't get with a lot of footballers.
No.
Because they're so used to everyone coming to you.
Asking them.
Grealish's like, oh, I'm Jack, and like everyone knows who he is, but he still says, hi,
I
I'm
love
Jack.
it when footballers do that.
Yeah, exactly, and he's like that. He's very down to earth. He's had his troubles, which ultimately
course.
amount to being a young lad who enjoys the night
Exactly.
out.
Also,
that.
when you grow up in the limelight, right?
I'd like to believe he's growing
You don't
out
get
of
much
that.
chance to
Yeah.
to
Well,
explode out of that.
We
yeah.
know he's a boy at that age still.
Whatever, yeah.
Yeah, but hopefully he'll grow out of that kind of side. But he's a very friendly, very nice lad. So hopefully he succeeds next season.
He's part Irish, isn't he? So it was always going to be a nice lad.
He's
So,
Irish, mate.
Part Irish.
Runs with it. Runs with the territory as far as I'm concerned.
Just for anyone watching, Jack pretends he's Irish as well.
I
I
didn't want to
my
say it.
surname. Come on, McInerney.
It's all right.
All my
Look at
grandparents are Irish.
Yeah.
Pointing fingers for your hair.
I did one of those
yeah.
DNA tests and it was like 97% Irish.
Love Was
it?
That's so boring. With all due respect, I was like, what was a bit more exciting than 97% Irish,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's,
Jack's was like 4% Irish.
yeah. You think I'd put myself through this on an international
96%
stage
Ealing.
because I wanted
96%
to?
eating, I'm done. Oh, my
Sorry,
God.
Noops.
Yeah, it's incredible. Like people are like, oh yeah, I like. Do you reckon I put myself? Like, you watch England in international tournaments, and then you watch Ireland not at international tournaments, and people are like, yeah, you've done that on purpose. You think that's you really wanted that, didn't you?
He thinks it's cool to not support England.
Thanks, lads. I've loved it as usual.
Anyway.
Ireland haven't been in an international tournament since I was 4.
How's the Fulham match going? What's the score?
We're
We're still 1-0
down.
down.
We are
It's
1-0
okay
down.
because Bournemouth are losing, so
Yeah.
it's grand.
But yeah, so we might be champions tonight, mate.
Yeah, as long as Bournemouth lose, we feel fine.
Yeah.
Should we just revisit these predictions quickly before at half time? That's 3-1 still on.
I'm
Stephen,
off.
you're out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dean, you're in. Neat.
Me and
you're
Jack are still
Everyone
in.
but
yeah.
me.
Pole position.
To be honest, it's probably okay. It's that's as alive as we've been
One
at
of you
a
is
half
going to be
time.
right, I reckon.
I think I'm
Yeah, I
gonna be
mean,
right,
we're
I'm
very
not gonna
well
lie.
positioned to have a winner between us.
It's going to be probably,
What on about, Stephen? It's going to be 5-1 City.
Yeah, go
Yeah.
on, I'll take it.
5-1.
I don't know why you're up to say. Can we change
Stephen.
Stevens to
Did
5-1?
you really think that Benzema wouldn't score today? Did you think you'll come away with a clean sheet?
Look, I got a text in WhatsApp. What's your prediction?
From Dorian, 10.
I
Nah,
wasn't
don't
thinking about
fancy it
that,
tonight,
mate.
mate.
Yeah. I fancied a clean sheet. Probably a little bit naive looking back. But, you know, Benzema, yeah, what was I thinking? They should allow for that, really.
Yeah.
Rookie mistake.
Just always allow
There
one
wasn't much
goal.
evidence of a Real Madrid goal until there was a Real
Yeah,
Madrid goal.
well,
There
was
doesn't
there?
have to
That's-
be.
that's-
There doesn't have to be. Not
You've
with
watched
Real
enough Real Madrid, you know
The
that.
assassin himself.
You know how it works.
Yeah,
40 goals, mate. 40 goals.
It is a lot of goals. It's a lot.
It's a
of
ridiculous number of goals.
Yeah.
Most people don't score that at Sunday League, even if you're a good player. It's
Yeah.
true. It's true. It's hard to score 40 goals in a Sunday
Most
League.
teams don't score that
No.
in a season.
Ridiculous.
I wonder how many teams in La Liga Karim Benzema has outscored.
Oh, we could look that up.
We could look
Yeah.
that up. We'll leave that in the back. We'll put that
I've got
one
a
in the
question.
ether and we'll come back to it.
Before this second half gets underway, if Haaland joined Man City, what does that change about like the mentality of fans and the team? Because like, I mean, the type of player he is, it makes you're going to be favourites for everything. Is that something you want? Like, how does it feel?
Yeah.
Aren't
course
you
I
already
want- yeah,
favourites for everything?
But it might
I was
complicate
going to say,
things.
did
It
Chelsea
doesn't
not get that
necessarily
when Lukaku came in? It felt a bit like that for Chelsea. No, look, I'm not digging these. I really,
No,
really
I
not.
hear you, I hear you.
Like
Yeah.
it felt like it was the missing piece to fight, like kind of
always
move that
work.
onwards, and it doesn't always work.
The thing is,
I think it will
City
at
are a chance-creating machine, and we do miss chances that simply. And to me, the biggest improvement we get from having Haaland team, obviously the goal, but it's more the presence. Like the amount of times we just lack someone occupying 2 or 3 centre backs. Because we play the false 9, and you see little Bernardo kind of milling about in a 6-yard area unconvincingly, and it's like there's no point crossing it because he's not going to get it. So having someone that will take up that space that Sergio used to do, because Aguero would take 2 or 3 players away because he's Aguero, and what that then does to the rest of the team, Foden gets more space, Mahrez gets more space, Bruyne gets more space, because you can't leave Haaland on your own. You can leave Bernardo on your own in the box. So there's an element of that for me, which makes it exciting.
Would you prefer Haaland for next season, or would you have preferred to have got Kane a year ago, if you could choose now?
Haaland this season.
You'd rather have waited?
Well, he's got a City link, hasn't he? You know, this photo's been wearing a City kit as a kid. You know,
We were talking about this. Absolutely. Narrative, Trump, everything.
Football is all about stories and emotion. And
100%.
Kane's a fantastic player, but Kane will always be the Spurs guy.
Did you care when it fell through? Well, not fell through.
Honestly, my stance on that was always I was never excited by Kane.
Weren't you? Yeah.
Not because he isn't brilliant, just because he's just. I feel like there's nothing left to learn about Kane. You know, and what I mean about that is like I'm lucky enough to have seen a lot of great things with Man City over the past 10 years. You get to the point where you do crave a story or a narrative, or you crave something a little bit like, oh, Haaland, his dad was a blue, and he even captained Man City at one point, and his son, he's created this robot who's come to enact revenge on Keane's United. You know what I mean? Like, I like the idea of that, and once again, seeing him photos of wearing a Balotelli shirt as a kid, and he was even in the Norwegian Man City supporters group as a kid at one point.
Was he?
Yeah.
I didn't know
all
that.
these things that people don't realise how much he was a City fan as a kid. Leeds won.
So surely it's a no-brainer that he joins.
Well, exactly. And I love the idea of him coming and taking Aguero's, essentially shirt at City, and it's romantic to me. I know he's obviously a superstar, but he also would be our first real superstar signing.
He would actually be your first. You don't normally sign players that are already.
This is what everyone wants in the world.
Jack, you'd argue.
He wasn't, mate. He's not finished article, is he? Haaland's finished article.
But you can't sign a player for 100 million
but he's
pounds
not
and
like,
not say they're a superstar.
Well, he don't play.
I'm sorry.
He don't play.
Haaland is like a global superstar.
Global, yeah. Grealish
he's
isn't what like.
Are you talking about Jack Grealish, face of Gucci?
Yeah, but come on, like that's now, innit? That's now. If you
But
think
nobody's
about
going
it,
to win the Ballon d'Or, put it that way. Like, you sign Haaland to win the Ballon d'Or, you know. And,
No, okay, that's fair enough.
And like in the way that Mbappe, like Grealish isn't on the same level profile-wise as an Mbappe or something like that.
No, you're right.
And Haaland is up there, you know. Haaland's. Oh, go on! I thought you were
I
going
thought
to
it was
Yes,
They got a mess.
go on, Riyadh!
how are you letting this happen?
Oh, he's scored! Phil, you've got to score that.
Has it come back to him too fast?
It's not done. It's not done. It's
How did he
done.
not score?
I thought he was 1-1. Then
What
he
is
got-
Mahrez
Mahrez should be
doing?
burying.
Well, we can't miss these
I'm
chances.
telling you, it's the spirit of
That's
the Madrid.
three. That's
Spirit
three.
of the Madrid.
Oh,
Oh
Riyadh.
my
there.
god.
How's Foden not scoring as well from the rebound?
To be fair, it's so far. I mean, he's hit the target.
Who is that?
He's
Is that
done all he
Nacho?
can.
I think it's Carvajal on the line, isn't it?
Foden's done all he can.
Riyadh,
to be
you've got to
fair.
score. You've got to score, Riyadh.
Like Carvajal's just in the right place. Like
he's done a
Foden's
bit
just
more.
hit the target.
Goodness.
Oh mate,
Well,
it's so
Foden
close.
was ready to
Lucky,
go
isn't
for
it?
Carvajal's
celebrate.
off balance, just stuck his leg out and he's got
This
there.
should be over, this game.
Oi,
Should be
that's
over,
crazy.
you're right. It should be over.
Let's see.
Well, they've started like how the...
Oh, that's a pen.
What's happened there?
Oh, no.
Oh, I'm not
Free
sure
kick.
about that.
Free
I think
kick, free
Militao's
kick.
got away with one there because
Yeah,
I'm,
so
not-
do I. I think he
They
was the
won't
man
bring
who put the
VAR
pressure
up,
up.
but
I'm not convinced about that at all. It looked like a.
Let's see.
what was the
Yeah,
foul?
there's nothing there. There's nothing in
He's
it.
just flopped about on the floor.
There's nothing in
Not
it.
sure about all
Oh,
that.
Riyadh. I mean, this is terrible defending, by the way. Oh, that's weak.
Really
Who
bad,
is
isn't
that?
it?
Is that
It's
Militao?
Militao, yeah.
It's about the third time he's
They
been
took
done like
off.
that.
They took off Älabba, and I'm thinking Militao is still on the pitch.
Yeah.
Is Älabba
Pep is
injured or
fuming.
what?
He's had
Is
two
he
big
That was a
injured?
chance that Pep would have told him was
Must
coming
be,
early
maybe.
doors,
He
and that's
must
like
be.
you've got to take it.
Because Alaba's been miles better than Militao. Militao
To be
is
fair,
going to see out
they
90
were
minutes.
both actually pretty dreadful, but
But one was worse than the other.
you are right.
One was worse than the other.
Yeah,
Militao was
Anyway,
just
mate, it's a big
everywhere.
opening. That's a good sign.
Yes,
Mighty
yes.
Jack.
Well,
Good sign.
Careful.
Ake and Gundogan, look, footwork from Edison.
Can we tick it again?
Innit?
Yeah, and double. That pass is just stupid, to be honest, in that situation.
When you can do that though, it's just
Yeah, he can do anything with the ball at his feet. He's crazy.
Sloppy,
Wide.
sloppy,
Well
sloppy,
played,
sloppy,
Bernie.
sloppy.
Go on, Kev. That's the perfect De Bruyne vision there. Like, just whip it where no one else sees it.
No
There you
one's
go.
there.
Yeah,
All right.
It's starting to click again, though. That's a nice thing to watch when City are in this kind of mood.
It's a good game, by the way.
It's a great game.
Yeah.
Great game.
It's
lived up to the expectation in the 48 minutes we've had so far.
Yeah, really.
That would be my take on the situation.
How do you three feel? Sorry, about Liverpool tomorrow.
Do you know what? I have a sneaky feeling Villarreal might cause an
I'm hoping
upset.
it's a good game.
I have a sneaky feeling.
I don't know.
What, after what they did to Bayern
I know,
Munich?
it's hard.
I also think Bayern Munich are genuinely quite dreadfully flawed.
Yeah, like I don't think that they are Liverpool.
There's an element of this that, like, I was watching City at the weekend, and I was thinking about watching, and the games against Liverpool and vice versa as well. It seems to have sharpened each other up to a point where other games just seem easy. Like, it's almost like you watch them play other teams, and obviously it took a while for things to get going against Everton for Liverpool, and it did. But I was watching City, and I was like, this is like training practice.
Yeah.
Like, it's like cones.
Yeah.
Right? And that's, a Premier League team. Yes, Watford are struggling. It's a Premier League side. Like, it does
15
feel
wins in a row against Watford now, which is
to an
hilarious.
element where they're like, the two teams are so sharp that everyone else feels a bit like, yes, obviously upsets can happen. I'm not saying it's going to be a clean run to the end of the season for either or both, but it does feel a bit like something has to happen quite spectacularly, or it has to be some sort of like big momentum shift in order for either of them to lose.
Yeah.
And I think that's quite incredible.
I think if Villarreal can get out of there alive, then they've done well. But I think it'll be 3 or 4 by the end of tomorrow. I really do.
If they get back to the Madrigal within 2,
They've done well.
I think that there's something to be. There's definitely a game.
There's reason to take part in the fixture. Fulfill the fixture if you're still within 2 goals.
I tell you what, everybody rules out. Everybody rules out Villarreal every single time.
They do, and I'm fully aware of that.
Look, it happened against Bayern. It happened against Juventus. It happened against Atalanta at the end of the group stage. It's happened in the Europa League final last year. Manchester United. It happened in the Europa League semi-finals last year with Arsenal.
Yeah, there is still no logic to back them beating Liverpool over 2 legs.
No, I would agree with you, but I don't think. I think there's an element of it to be like there's a reason to play the tie. It's not the same as being like they're underdogs. Like, those are different statements.
Mate, if I was 4-0 down to Liverpool, I wouldn't be turning up for the second leg.
I'll pretend I'm injured, man.
I'll be like, I'm out.
I'll be like, yeah,
got an illness. You seem fine. I'm not. I'm really ill. Anyway, tell us a story about your jumper today, mate.
Yeah, so
let's change the subject.
It looks real new.
This jumper looks good on screen.
you see the crease
doesn't know what's
literally. Oh, I was rushing out and I accidentally took my wife's jumper.
Oh,
yes! Come on! Phil Foden!
There we go.
Did it for my wife's
That's
jumper.
what you need to do. Talk about jumpers.
Grealish!
It's fantastic.
Yeah, it's
beautiful. 100th appearance for Phil Foden as well.
Look at
One
Pep.
of our own. Come on, City!
Oh, mate, that's a massive goal. That is a massive
huge
goal.
Oh, I'm so happy.
Benzema's
That
fuming.
is huge.
It is
I
massive.
still think there's another goal in it for Real Madrid.
There's a very big
another
goal.
goal in it.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so happy for
Right, so
him.
I'm the last
He's
person left in
missed-
the predictions game.
He's missed some chances as well, so
Yeah,
that'll
I
be
missed the
eating
goal, so
away
let
at
me
him.
see.
Yeah.
Who was it with the cross?
It was a good interception. I think
Is it
Fernandinho won it back and made the cross.
Oh, come on, I told you he's going to be a great right back.
Yeah.
Fernandinho made that cross.
He's a good
got
footballer.
the ball back and crossed it.
Oh,
Come
my
on,
God.
Phil. Look, I mean,
Do you know what? Big up Uncle Fernand. Big him up because
Yeah.
I did not expect that happening.
he's got everything to be a great right back. Everything about his game.
Apart from the pace.
He's not as slow as people make him
No,
out
I
to
don't.
be.
Yeah.
Oh, I think he's slow.
He's
Yeah.
not. He's not that slow.
He's slow.
Come on,
Right.
City 3-1
Oh,
at home against
God.
Real Madrid. And I am very
There's still
sad I'm not
another
there.
goal in it. Look, Benzema is hungry. There's still another goal in it. Benzema's going to score. I don't think City will probably... I don't think it will end 3-3. Maybe a 3-2 now. So
Yeah.
Do
another
not
goal.
underestimate, though, the kick in the teeth that is for Real Madrid, though, after...
But it's the
getting that goal.
mentality thing that we were just talking about, isn't it? They're
Ah,
going to
yeah.
be
Ours
hungry
is
enough
pretty
to
good
go
as well.
again.
Yeah.
And
No, this is the thing. Yeah, you are.
These days it is.
This is a team that doesn't really fear anyone anymore.
what was
Well,
Pep getting
Pep's
the card
got booked.
for?
Pep booked. Is that in your bingo?
No, it's not.
Pep
You know.
getting good. That's a
Do you know what it should be
that
for the
happens a lot.
future? Pep water bottle.
Oh, yeah.
Pep gets the water bottle out when things are going bad. That's
Oh,
like
all
even-
the time.
It's water bottle with his eyes wide. Come on, Phil.
Wow.
Oh, that is...
Etihad looks rocking.
I'm so sad I'm not there. Sorry, mate.
Yeah, that was the wrong thing to say.
It really was.
Let's take the awkwardness out of the situation by going for a bingo update.
Okay, so we had a glimpse of Jack Grealish's hair, and it looked gorgeous as ever. So we've got that on the card.
So
at the
City's
moment.
complete.
It's not yet.
City complete.
Wait, is it? Yeah, it is. It is.
We're
City's
done
complete.
with City. City bingo. Hit.
Yeah.
Bang.
Wait, so we
Oh,
are counting
Madrid are
the
in here.
Mahrez
Madrid
one,
are in.
right?
There's a big chance. There you go, 3-2.
That's it!
That is.
Look at him! Look at the
This team
strength!
do not die.
Come
This team
on,
do not die.
Vinicius!
They
I
are
told
unreal.
you. I told you. Mentality wins every time.
gone-
Come on.
Mate, they're
He's gone
unreal.
eight
Come
down
on.
the side.
Yeah.
Is Fernandinho going missing, or does
He
spin
just
it?
kept running. That's what Vinicius is. Does that count as Vinicius?
Look, this
Hang
is
on, wait,
different.
wait,
Riyad Mahrez goes on a run.
What
like,
happens? 'Cause
hits
something
the
That's the
has
post.
to
difference. That is the difference.
Ah, football.
Oh, look.
Let's see.
Fernandinho gets
Look at the
yeah, that'll
run.
do.
Look
Yeah,
at the run.
yeah.
And we were just praising Fernandinho for being quick. Look how slow he is. Look at the
He's not going
recovery.
to catch Vinicius.
Yeah, I mean, he's
Oh,
been
look at that.
absolutely-
Oh.
And this
What-
was
Does
the
that
thing.
count as
Vinicius?
Vinicius shows his skills?
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely.
We
it
got
does,
another
yeah.
one on the bingo
Absolutely
board.
has shown his skills. I mean, that is
Look at that.
Terrible goals to concede.
That is
Timing, defensively,
No.
everything about that goal was
Here's
just...
the biggest worry. They will now try and do that again. They will now try and do that again. And City, well, they could get a fourth here. Oh, what is that? That's
This is-
unbelievable. That's unbelievable.
I'm telling
Was
you.
that Valverde with a back heel in his own box? A flying back heel clearance.
This is a stressful
Rewind
game.
it.
We want to see it again.
Oh my God, 𝗟𝗃𝗃𝗲's not even on yet.
That's the problem. Once Camavinga comes on, I don't know how you guys are going to get out of this one. But luckily, you're still winning 3-2, so it's not that bad.
I think
None of us had 3-2, so none of us are winning that prediction
No, so
game.
none of us are winning.
yeah, should we just confirm that bingo was 6 out of 8 for bingo?
Oh, it seems a long time
Yeah.
ago. It's a Michael
Modric
jumper.
save and a court. Modric through ball and a court. So we will pick up on the jumper once so things have calmed down a little bit. To be fair, Stephen, the last time we talked about jump, you scored. So I think it's probably good scenes for everyone. If that happens.
Yeah, so essentially, I left the house in a rush and I grabbed my wife's jumper. Got to the hotel on the way here, went to put it on and realised it was tiny and it would not fit me. So, legged into TK Maxx.
Did you
Spent
try and
ages.
put it on at least, see if you could get away with it?
Oh, should have been free all in. No,
Why is
no,
Militao
no,
Jack?
there's
It's quite
no
obvious.
chance. There's absolutely
Jack,
no chance.
Militao is annoying me so much today. He is so annoying.
That could be
He's
free
just
all.
in
Why
places
is
where he
there?
shouldn't be.
What's he doing?
Get back. Get back, bro.
Ladies, this might be one of the best Champions League semi-finals of all time we've got on our hands here.
This
It's
is
3-2,
brilliant.
there's
It's
half
a
hour
brilliant
left.
game. This is a classic.
It's a great game of football.
Neat, you're a good luck charming, yeah.
Thank you. I know I am. Maybe for Real Madrid, but not so much
I
for Chelsea.
hate it.
Yeah, that's
I hate it right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, English football might not like
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm back
English
in
football don't
essential
like
mode
me.
again.
Oh.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't really want another all-English Champions League final.
I don't know if
I
I
don't
do.
really want it. I
I
don't want
really
it.
don't know if I
It would
do.
be good to see City play Villarreal.
You'll
to
be
fair.
saying that at Chelsea
Um,
still, isn't it?
Yes,
How do you
she
feel
would.
about the
She'd
fact?
be like, I want Chelsea Villarreal.
Yeah, I would have been like that.
Is it a bit annoying that you would have potentially Liverpool in the final?
Yeah,
Like,
of course it is.
that is a
Horrific.
bit annoying.
Absolutely not standing.
I
Can't
think you'll
stand
beat them in the final. I think you'll beat them. I think you will.
Yeah, I was
It's just a
Said.
coin toss, isn't it? That's ultimately what
Yeah,
comes
it
down
is.
to
It
those
is.
ones.
With our strongest team, I trust us to at least outplay them in terms of possession and stuff like that. Just don't trust us to finish the chances.
I feel like there's so much, not
Go on.
bad blood between you guys, but there's so much negativity between the two teams that you guys will punish them if you got them in the final.
There's definitely sense of
growing-
revenge. Yeah,
Yeah.
he did.
It seems like the rivalry is.
I wouldn't want to play
Growing.
City in the final this year after last season, whoever it was, because there's unfinished business.
Oh my days.
Oh God,
kept
he's
it
off.
in.
He's kept it
Nah,
off.
come on.
Was he kept
Why did he
I
stop?
think it went.
Oh,
mate, it's a
free kick. Oh no.
How's he not with that? I
Hey,
think,
ref, what are you doing, bro?
I think genuinely it was a throw on, but
Yeah, but that doesn't mean you can ignore the foul 2 seconds
Why
later.
did they just let him Bernardo run
Why
right
did they just
through
let
the
him
team?
run through the centre of the park? What is going on?
What's gone? Football's broken. Someone fix football.
It's like a FIFA
No,
glitch.
now they're bumping into the
Mages
ref. This
is gone.
is a FIFA game.
Mate, just turn it off, let's go.
yeah, someone needs to reset it, don't they?
reset the machine. Should we take a little look at Vinicius' touch map?
Which one was the one where he absolutely rinsed Fernandinho?
He didn't actually touch the ball on that. He didn't touch the ball.
Oh, yeah, he didn't
halfway.
touch
was
it.
was
Well, it would have been just that one just inside his own half.
Yeah, I think you can see. Like,
Actually,
it
the
looks
one-
like like a star constellation. You can see the goal, like the touches into the box.
Actually,
Vinicius.
You actually can. Here
Look
comes the
north
next
right
one.
now. You'll see the Vinicius.
Oh,
Here comes
look,
the next
look
one.
at that, look at
no.
that.
Mate.
Oh no.
Oh no.
I don't like Fernandinho against.
Once you let Real Madrid settle in, it's curtains.
Benzema leaf, isn't it?
Is there nobody else that could play right back?
Isn't CJ Egan right?
Is there anyone you could just even put 2 people there? This is honestly because they can't carry on.
I mean, you're probably looking at left footer there. Maybe move Diaz out or something. Yeah, and then put Ake on.
No,
really,
he's still
is
getting
it?
rinsed with haste.
Yeah, he is.
I thought Kyle
Ake's
Walker
actually
might have been fit.
No, he's really injured.
Is he?
No,
Yeah.
I mean Ake, not with Ake. Ake is quick, but
Ake's got
Diaz,
used to the base.
Diaz
Yeah. I
wide.
wouldn't even probably even Ake maybe put him out there and say, just stop him from moving. That's
Might
it.
go 3 at the back.
Yeah.
Don't go through
Just
it.
don't have a right back. That's the solution. Yeah.
Is the answer just always to play Bernardo there?
Jesus, you should probably do a pretty decent job. He's hard working but very, very cruel to him.
Do you think that Bernie could play right back? I feel like Bernie could play almost anywhere. Apart
Yeah,
from
of course he
maybe
can.
centre back and in goal. He almost certainly could do any
I
job.
think the
back
plan
in
is
goal.
just survive, really. Survive. Vinicius.
Oh, that was dirty, man. Vinicius is so good.
He is.
That is a bit rude as well to his
It's
countryman
so
and
rude.
his countryman and his elder.
Listen,
You
they're
kind of
gonna have
expect,
words
like, a
in the
bit more.
international break.
Yeah,
They're gonna have
honestly.
words.
Honestly,
If
he is
I'm
one of
him,
my
I'm ringing up
favourite
Neymar
players.
tomorrow and being like, yo.
If I'm Fernandinho, I'm
Words.
being like, listen, Vinicius Junior is either me or him. Like,
Yeah.
it's me or him.
Giving
I mean-
Danny Alves a call and being like,
Yeah.
right, can you have a word with this kid, please? Like,
It's not okay.
yeah.
He should just stand up in there. That's what's annoying.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right.
He's such an unthreatening position. Just let him get the ball. He'll do nothing. He'll control it, pass it to someone.
He
It's
just
like-
he got a bit excited because he got an assist. I
He
reckon.
thought he was going to intercept it on the
Yeah,
pitch and launch a counter attack, which I guess is like a relatively high risk game. But
Oh, that's a through ball from Modric.
gosh.
They're getting a lot of chance in that box.
Oh, that's a big header.
Ooh.
Mate, this could end up about 5-5.
I know.
This is very, very open.
This is not.
Oh, this is what I love. I love
it.
matches like
mean,
these.
this
I
is
love it.
unbelievable to watch.
I'm literally
There you
on
go.
the edge. Look,
Benzema.
look.
Oh, he was seemed ready to leap then.
He was
Benzema.
ready
Yeah,
to go, wasn't he?
He was primed
Goal
to pounce.
41 was incoming.
So what? Are we one away on the bingo card now?
Let's see.
That's-
Well, have we
We'll
had a
never see
Modric
it,
through
we'll never see it.
through
That was
ball?
definitely a Modric through ball for
Yeah. So we'll tick
Benzema.
off a Modric
We'll
through
get that
ball.
ticked in a minute.
And then
Well,
we've only got a
kept- kept
Courtois
to De
great
Bruyne.
save to go.
Oh. Or don't. Maybe that's sensible.
It's actually ironic that Courtois has not made a great save yet.
Yeah, in a game like
It's-
this.
honestly,
I saved. Never mind. Oh, no, he's had.
not
no,
a
he's not made any
great
He's
save.
made any saves.
It's all right.
I can't remember.
Well,
I can't remember
I
a
think
single
he
save.
punched
pull
out the
up.
ball
Let's
once.
pull up.
It specifically says great save too, and we definitely ain't seen a great save.
We definitely haven't seen a great. So we probably will though. So I'm not that.
Yeah, I mean,
far.
Yeah.
there's ages left of this game. That's what's weird. Like, we're not in the dying stages. It's half hour left.
No, aged.
Yeah. Yeah. Here's the bingo card. 7 down.
All
Courtois,
right.
just Courtois
Oh.
left.
Neat, you're good. I didn't manage to
See?
complete my bingo card last time.
Bingo Queen
The
in
Queen
the
of Bingo is here
house.
now.
Yes.
Yeah. Bingo Dean was a
Bingo
dud.
Dean. What's a
Bingo Queen. Fire.
Uh,
Fire.
Sorry,
That's
Dean.
That's a
Oh.
wobble.
Unlucky.
Lucky.
You just got back from Rome, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
When
It
did
was
you
so
get back?
beautiful. I got back on Thursday.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
play any bingo out there?
Yes, Dean. I spent my time in Rome playing
go to a
bingo
game?
in the
How long
sun
did you go for?
Anglesey.
for like 4 days, just for
Yeah.
4 days.
About
Yeah.
the same.
I just needed time out.
Rome.
And it was
What a
just-
place
it
to have
was
some
nice.
time out.
It is a wonderful place.
Honestly.
A wonderful city.
City football.
No, I didn't. Roma weren't playing at home. I was
no.
like,
Shame.
and I weren't trying to go. I think they played Napoli. I weren't trying to go all the way up there. I was like, yeah, not
To
happening.
be fair, nice though. You could have gone to Naples, little derby of the Derby della Sol, I believe it's called, the Derby of the Sun.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna lie. I wasn't traveling there. Like, the distance was a lot. I was like, nah.
No, you could have seen a last-minute Stefan 𝗟𝗶𝗃𝗃 equaliser to deny Napoli a title
Not worth
shot.
the journey.
I don't know, man.
Not worth the
Not many
journey.
people get to see the Pharaoh do goals.
See.
I definitely gone for like a Milan derby though. I would have definitely gone for that.
Yeah.
The derbies in Italy are just much better named than pretty much anywhere else. Like, that's what always makes me pleased. Like, obviously, there's
What's the Milan derby called?
Derby della Madonnina.
Ooh.
All right.
Madonnina is the
Seduce
little,
me a bit
Isn't
then.
it?
I know.
It's the little statue of Mary on top of the cathedral in Milan.
Where's this?
There you go. And that's what's
Manchester
named
derby.
that.
Yeah, Manchester
Merseyside derby. North London
Merseyside
North
derby.
London derby.
Yeah.
You just need to watch
There's some really
What
good
about the
ones,
North
like
London
the
derby, mate?
Genoa Sampdoria is called the Derby della Lanterna because
Derby
Genoa
della
is the city of the
Lanterna.
lighthouse. There you go.
Delalan.
Bang.
We just, I don't know.
Facts.
I like
we need to pick up with more fancy names from.
Yeah, this is it. The
Well,
M62
like Manchester.
derby isn't calling it.
What would you call
the
the
Ship
Manchester
Canal
derby?
derby, you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
The Ship Canal derby.
Well,
Yeah,
but-
that's
but
I like
It's
that.
better though. It's a start.
I like that.
That is something.
What's that in French? You know, like,
Yeah.
or
The
in Man-
Warehouse Project Derby. There we are. Like, now we're cooking. Now this is.
Warehouse Project Derby.
I mean, the Salford Manchester derby. I don't know. To be honest, not even a Manchester team.
Yeah.
Just getting snide digging for no
The
reason.
Tram Derby.
Yeah,
There
You're up against, you know, you're going for the emotions.
I'm very
for a
tense
lot
right
of
now.
emotions actually.
Yeah, I really
I haven't
am.
even been behind at any point yet.
I'm
Only been
tired.
level.
I'm tired, dude.
Been ahead against Real
I'm
Madrid
tired.
for 62 minutes and you're
Tired.
feeling shattered.
You've actually gone through a roller coaster of emotions.
Isn't
I-
it weird how
I,
watching football can be so tiring?
I was at the infamous Spurs game where we were VAR'd out of it.
Yeah.
And I was on my own in that game, and I stood next to these two blokes I'd never met before in my life. You know, you say that you get to know someone, care about them through shared trauma and
Yes.
experience and stuff. These two guys next to me, I don't know their names or anything like that, but I feel like I knew them so well.
I thought you were going to say
The
they
ups-
moved in with you.
Yeah, but the ups and downs of that game was so much that we were hugging and everything, we just.
It is weird, isn't it?
Their names are imprinted onto my eyes still.
Yeah.
Sorry, their faces, because just we went through so much together that for like 90 minutes. And
You might see him again at another game.
yeah, I would love to. Random
that'd be cool.
two people.
Maybe they're watching.
Maybe they are.
I always find it
They'll be
weird,
there,
like
let's be
sometimes,
honest.
like you think, you go to all these games, you go through all these experiences, and you still see people at every game that you've never seen before, and you're like,
Yeah.
I
Where
find
have
it
you
really
been?
intriguing when you make football friends. So like
Yeah.
the people that sit next to at Fulham, I have no idea who any of their names
Yeah.
are.
They're just like,
none
right.
at all. I'm
And no
just like,
intention of ever finding out.
No, absolutely
care.
not. Absolutely
Mate.
not. One of
Lads.
them,
All right,
I was
mate.
talking to
Yeah.
one of these lads around me, and he was like, "Oh mate, you should give me your number. We should go for a drink sometime." And I was like, "Okay, yeah." So he gave me my phone. He put his number in, and I just looked at it. I was like, "I don't know what to write. I don't know what your name is."
Fulham guy.
And I legit, I was like, "I don't know what your
Sit next
name
to
is,
me.
my man."
I feel like I'm the only one that takes everyone's numbers, and I'm like, yeah, let's catch up after, and then we get drinks after, and then I add them on Twitter and stuff. Like, I proper go through the whole process.
Oh, nice.
I have a group chat of people that sit around me, and we're like, are you going to the
Do
match
you?
day? Yeah.
Most people that sit around me are like 70.
Like a nice
You
family.
don't do that in the
Huh?
north.
Most people that sit around me are like 70.
Oh, no. I'm with like the youngins.
Okay,
So I've got
right,
the cool
cool.
kids
No,
next to
they
me.
can't be not where you sit.
Well, no, well, like the kind of row all the way down to my left is all the. So in fact, I know all their names. I know all the names of the septuagenarians, but I just don't know the names of the young lads who sit around on my right.
Those
are the fun
yeah, cool,
fans.
Yeah.
so yeah, it's quite an
Keeping the ball
interesting.
quite nicely, actually. They've calmed it.
That's
a
what
bit.
you
Yeah,
need,
yeah.
isn't it? You just
Yeah.
got to have
Just a
composure
little
at
bit
some
of
point. Just
I would like another goal to go away to the Bernabeu, I'll be honest.
I think we
I'm
probably
not
spot
gonna lie,
on.
I wouldn't
Yeah.
even mind it stay like this. I won't mind
It would,
this.
it would,
Three-
as a
3-2
neutral
scoreline.
news, it would make for a more
It would
enticing
make-
Yeah, yeah.
prospect.
This
but-
is really nice football, though.
Look at that.
Oh, that was beautiful
Why is
football. What's
Laporte
the thought just at the end of a free-flowing move?
I've actually deeped it. Why is he there?
No idea. I'd love it though.
Also, it's a great strike.
If that
That's
had
a
gone
good
in,
strike.
I mean, that's the difference between Benzema, I guess, and Laporte there. And it's the exact same position. Yeah.
yeah. Although I wouldn't fancy Benzema being in Laporte's position at
No.
any point and trying to do the same thing as he does.
Lovely
Defend.
football though. I mean, that had gone in, it would have been one of the
Yeah.
weirdest all-time great goals because
Yeah.
Laporte at the end of it, like for no reason.
But you,
Yeah,
long
it
spell
would
of
be
having the ball.
a memorable.
Yeah,
one, wouldn't
Laporte
it?
randomly the centre forward position, but
I still can't believe he went 1-0 up without them touching the ball.
yeah, it's been
That
it's
does
been-
seem like months ago.
It
but
does
was
seem like
does,
a long
doesn't it?
time
Yeah.
ago, but it's
we've all
we've all aged a bit
Yeah.
since then, I would say.
technically,
It's
yeah,
so
true.
cool.
Well, yeah, a wee bit.
I know.
Sorry, I got to check my live score up, see how the championship's going.
What's the goal
Fulham are
score
still
there?
1-0 down, but Swansea are beating Bournemouth 3-2. They were 3-0 up.
3-2, they're coming back.
Yeah.
It's
Now
a
with the best
massive live
physical
score
numbers.
This game's
Jack.
flown by. 20
Yeah.
minutes left after this. 25 minutes overall, I guess, with injury time.
That's still
Actually,
quite a lot of football.
there's so
Yeah.
much football left
There
in
is
this.
loads of football left to be played. My
Bruh.
favourite football analogy. Oh God.
Oh?
Well
Okay.
played,
All
Laporte.
good. Oh.
Handball. That's clearly handball ref. It's clearly handball ref.
They'll probably check
Oh,
it if there's a
no.
goal.
Oh, he's
Oh,
messed
no,
up,
it's
thankfully.
too far,
It's
too
all
far,
right.
too far.
Okay.
Who is? Oh.
It's
Good player, isn't he?
He is.
He
Yeah.
is.
He's
Laporte does
really
really well and then does really bad. Oh, it is handball, yeah.
Would that have been?
I don't think that would have been
What are
handball.
the rules now? Is it accidental? Is it forwards? Is it still
Yeah,
playing?
it looks really accidental. I don't think that would be handball.
Vinicius rolling Ruben Diaz there, potentially underrated. Like, not many players are rolling.
He's
Ruben
offside
Diaz.
as well, so
He
it's
is
not.
off.
Yeah.
There's-
You're reassuring
Yeah,
yourself,
yeah.
like
Right.
It's okay.
Two French.
okay.
Handball. You know,
Here comes
offside.
Camavinga.
Here he comes. If you could
There we
sign
go.
one Real Madrid player, who would you have at Man City?
Right now, you want Benzema, but other than that, I like the idea of Vinicius mainly because City
Does
don't really have a
Valverde move
settled
forward
left
then?
winger. You know,
Yeah.
we don't really. Genuinely.
No, you don't know.
Camavinga would be great,
Yeah.
of course, as well. Given we haven't, it'd just be great because we do have a bit of a burgeoning gap for a midfielder because players are getting older, you know. And Gundogan's getting older, KDB, Fernandinho, and obviously slightly different roles for all of them. But ultimately, Camavinga's a great footballer.
Yeah, he is.
You
He's
just
very,
Pep
very
would
good.
love him. You know, you turn him into a beast in the Premier League as well.
Pep would just mould him, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
Just,
Yeah.
just be
He's
great.
got everything to his game.
I am looking forward to watching him here. I've got to admit, I know you're probably not. But
If I was taking a player that was like, as in like a long-term player for City from Real Madrid, I genuinely think I might take Ferland Mendy.
Well, yeah, we could do it with
Like,
an actual left back.
Yeah.
You know,
I genuinely think that he'd
Yeah.
fit in beautifully. I think he'd be a lovely like weight of addition to that back four. And
Yeah,
also
he would.
just means that Cancelo can kind of switch out and play right back sometimes. Which I
no,
do
you're right.
enjoy.
You're right.
wasn't there talk of him getting Modric on a free transfer or something at one point?
A few years back, yeah.
There was, wasn't there?
Yeah.
That would have been fun.
That'd have been quite a
Yeah.
smart one. That would have been a nice
We were
little.
linked to Rakitic at one point as well. and
Yeah, that's
yeah.
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
He would have been alright at City, to be fair, but back when he was a little bit better. Go on, isn't he?
I thought Valverde might try to nick that off him then.
No, it's a sloppy pass.
It's not too late, of course, to get involved with our social media channels to ask us a question using the hashtag #LiveScoreWatchalong. Tweet us or Instagram us or TikTok us or, you know, you can kind of leave.
TikTok
TikTok
us?
us.
We're on
Set up a
TikTok.
channel and we'll come watch
Send
it.
the
It's on
telegram.
TikTok. We're live on TikTok, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much.
Hey, TikTok.
See? You old god, forgetting that there's new social media channels kicking around. Yeah, just get on in the comments. Hashtag #LiveScoreWatchalong and we'll do our best to answer some of the questions if they come up. I was going to be like, let's flip that question. Which City player would you take at Real Madrid? But actually, it doesn't really make sense because there's no Real Madrid fans. And so the answer is probably all of them.
Well, yeah, who would you think would be the most important? Well, who would have the most impact at Madrid?
Kevin De Bruyne probably.
Yeah.
Probably Kevin De Bruyne for me. I'd
Yeah.
take him in a heartbeat. But I feel like any team
Although
in the
they
world
might
will take him.
They could probably do for centre back.
Bernardo wouldn't be above that.
I genuinely would take
Well, Rodri-
Bernardo, but I just think you'd take
Rodri's a
Bernardo
shout
with
for
pretty
him.
much.
You
I think
just
there's-
love Bernardo.
I don't think there's a
don't
single
you?
team on earth that wouldn't be improved with Bernardo Silva.
It's true.
Like, that's
It's
that's
true.
my big takeaway.
Rodri would be huge for them.
Yeah, Rodri would be very
Absolutely
good.
huge for them.
But
Obviously,
I
he's
feel
proven
like
he played
Dean's
in the league
onto
already.
something though. Like maybe Ruben Diaz.
I
They
think
do
like
need
Ruben Diaz
a certified centre
tonight
back.
they'd be like, can we just have him for a bit?
Literally.
Like,
Come on,
yeah,
City.
swap players for a night. Ruben Diaz.
You guys get
for-
Militao.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rudiger's
Who wins the game?
a very happy man tonight, isn't he? He's like, this is easy for me.
Yeah. They're just looking at it. City have conceded 2 or more goals at home 5 times this season. That seems like a lot. Is it a lot?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what
2
the
or
answer
more
is.
I don't
How
know,
many-
yeah.
How many of them were Liverpool?
I would suspect City. Yeah.
Fair
I
play.
suspect City conceded batches in games where it's not going right. Like I presume we don't. I wouldn't be surprised if we concede. No, that's nonsense. We'll say 2 more, then we do 1, but then it's probably nonsense.
So this is one. One's to Spurs. One's to Liverpool.
Crystal
Or was that
Palace.
at home? No, Palace was 1-0, wasn't it?
Palace was 2-0 at home, no? I don't know. You'll be able to tell me, Steve.
I think it was 2. They scored
It was
2.
2,
Yeah, they scored later. It was 2. Yeah.
I did.
I remember I
Edward
was on
scored. He
Gallagher.
loves
Yeah,
late
Gallagher
goals.
scored at the end.
Yeah, I love Gallagher. I can't wait for him to come home. Come home, Gallagher. Come
Liverpool,
home.
of course, as
come
well.
home.
You said that, didn't you?
Yeah.
I've forgotten. I've blanked. I'm in full on stress mode.
Yeah. I mean, look. Let's pull up the match momentum because it might be stressful, but it still feels like City are in control of this.
Come on, ref.
Zinchenko's had a really good game, you know.
What just happened?
That is absolutely insane!
My God!
Bernardo's just scored an absolute worldie.
Well,
That
I
was
think it's
stunning
deflected,
finish.
surely.
That is one of the strikes.
What's a
What's
goal?
the ref having to think about it?
Oh, Bernardo! Bernardo!
My
So
God!
Oh, what a goal! Out of nowhere, a moment
That's
of...
why he'd be good at Madrid.
You called it, my boy. You called it.
That's amazing.
That is a quite sensational goal.
Are we
Referee,
that
fair
goal?
play to the ref, by the way, for letting you play on. Because
Everyone was furious.
yeah, I mean, look at this finish. But well, yeah, he's done really well there.
Oh,
And I was screaming for a free kick.
that was a hell of a foul.
Oh, there's no deflection, it's just
no.
a strike.
Is it?
No.
Ref, did he blow his whistle? I don't think he did he?
No, he put his whistle in his mouth.
Can
He's
you
the only
imagine if he
thing.
blew
No,
the
you
whistle?
play to the whistle, boys. The first thing you learn on a football
It is
pitch.
a great strike.
Just
yeah.
an
he's not
unbelievable
saving that
strike.
anyway.
It's a great strike.
Oh.
Still no great Courtois save.
I didn't give credit there.
How is 4-2?
It's 4-2. Courtois hasn't made a save.
I'm not being funny. Courtois had so much energy for Chelsea.
Look
He needs
at
to bring
that.
that back.
Football.
What is
I
this?
love football, man.
No, but what a goal.
Look at Foden's face.
I
man.
know.
Foden's,
He's like,
Foden's
wow,
literally me.
He's like, what have you just done? That's
Foden
all.
was me.
Such
He
a
was
kid.
me.
Yeah.
My mouth
Benzema
was
even appreciating
dropped.
football.
Yeah, Benzema was like, what can you do? What can man do against
Look
such a
at
reckless
Foden's
hate?
face.
That's me, literally. How dare you?
I love it when a footballer is excited about a goals. And
Yeah,
people
yeah,
are,
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
they're like, because they just.
Oh,
the
what
football
ball?
fans
See, now
aren't
look, City are on it now. Could be 5.
they? Oh, come on, City.
Got to see this out though, mate. You can't let what happened last time.
I know. This has been an incredible game of football.
Really?
It's
really
been ridiculous. Yeah, I mean, you don't get semi-finals like this.
What was
The
that game
quality
against?
is
Was it 5-3
immense.
against Monaco?
Yes, that was incredible. Game of football.
Fernandinho played right back in that game as well, if I'm not mistaken.
Did he?
But
Look, look.
what?
See?
Oh, Riyadh!
Mahrez, come on, bro.
Oh, I nearly broke this chair.
You
It
did,
was
yeah.
another.
Like, we can't have any more broken.
Oh,
Look at that
we
from
can't have
Riyadh.
another one. We can't
That
have
is
another one.
brilliant.
Oh, he's very unlucky.
He's jinged through. That is beautiful from Riyadh.
Oh, what a baller he is, man.
He's very unlucky.
He's still not made a big save. Didn't touch
I'm
it.
telling you, he only had energy for Chelsea. That's the only energy Courtois had. I don't understand.
that's
Oh, look
you
at that
man
Pep
booed
getting
him.
the crowd
Yeah,
going.
and I'll boo him again and he'll hear me all
Well,
the way
that's
in
loving
Manchester.
this.
Well, that's fair enough, but he's not going to turn. He's not going to turn up. You should have just let him.
Courtois, turn up
if
for
you
me
just-
one
If
time.
you
I
just
just
let
need a
him
full
be, if
bingo
you just
card.
let
I
him be,
still
would
can't
have just let
believe-
that goal in.
I can't believe I'm missing an all-time classic.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh,
Don't worry,
mate,
mate,
you're
you're
not.
with
You're
us.
getting to experience it live.
Yeah, I
in
know.
Live Score,
I'm
watching
loving
on
it. Don't get me
studio.
wrong. And like, this is the second.
I
best
know.
place
I
to
know
be.
what you mean. There's nothing like being
I
there.
agree. This is the second hottest
hopefully
ticket
you
in
get to
town.
fly
tonight.
out to Madrid for the second half.
Yeah.
This is, but either way, what a game of football.
God.
I mean,
Oh.
apparently City are boring. Yeah. It's just
Who
nonsense.
says that?
You'll just
Careful.
one step online, and that's what you'll see. And
Don't go online.
Yeah, it's terrible, terrible,
we
scary
say
place.
as we sit here, on a-
Streaming online. Terrible,
every
scary
social-
place. Stay away from the internet, my
Yeah, yeah.
friends.
Go
Don't listen to
outside,
football
touch grass.
opinions on the internet.
I'm thinking, like, who on earth says City is boring?
It's a weird narrative created to.
Is that man wearing a New York
minimise-
City shirt?
Yeah, he is. Fair play to him.
I mean, it's quite.
If he's come from New York,
I mean, he might have come from New York. Yeah.
What a time.
Maybe just support City Group.
Yeah.
He's in Melbourne at the weekend.
He's just doing it. He
Well,
goes round
right.
game to game.
Yeah. Oh, he's
We're
having
about
a
to
great time.
sign
Bayer, isn't
Bayer,
it?
yeah.
Should we take a look at Bernardo's touch map because he's
been
been absolutely everywhere, isn't he?
Oh, that's a
Everywhere.
constellation for you, isn't it?
Yeah,
Really
exactly.
is. That's looking at the
Sounds
sky,
like,
that.
you know when you get like a paintbrush in art and you dip it in
Yeah.
paint and then you just whack it?
Yeah.
Like, that's what Bernardo's touch maps are like.
Not
They just go everywhere. He's
Beautiful,
like,
man, be a
whoops.
footballer.
He is a glorious footballer. He makes me so happy.
He's what you'd want to be as a footballer yourself, you know. Like, obviously you want to be Messi or whatever or something like that, but you always think, I probably couldn't be that, but I could be Bernardo, you know.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
like great technique, hopefully, but also that water carry.
This
you
is
know?
what I was kind of getting at earlier, in that, like, there's obviously an element of all teams would want a Kevin De Bruyne in them, sure.
Oh.
But like,
All teams need a Bernardo Silva.
you
don't
could
they?
drop Bernardo Silva into like
That
a
is
championship
wrong, yeah.
relegation battle,
Yes,
and he'd
you're
be
absolutely
fine.
right.
Whereas you
was
probably
he not
couldn't
past
drop KDB in.
Do you know what he's like? He's like a
Skimmed
more
it.
elegant Scott
Should've passed
Parker.
that.
No, he's much better. Scott
Yeah.
Parker.
Well,
Modric has been
he's
so
like,
quiet
that's
this
what I mean in
match.
terms of like just the, yeah.
Because like also there was those elements of like, you remember that season obviously where you won the domestic treble, and he played wide in the cup final.
Yeah.
And it was like watching Messi. Like it was majestic. But he also has that kind of terrier attitude as well.
Oh, I love him.
And I think that's incredible. Is that Danny Ceballos?
What's Danny Ceballos doing in the stadium?
That's two successive Champions League games that Danny Ceballos has come on.
Modric has had a quiet game, but
Danny Ceballos is a baller.
He's
Modric
a player
must be
that
like-
will put something out of nothing. Like, how dare they take off
Modric is
Modric?
like, is this going that bad? They're bringing him
How
on from
dare
it.
they?
Bad
Is
news.
Toni Kroos still on this pitch?
Bournemouth have scored, so bad news for me and Jack. Fulham do not clinch the title tonight.
My wife's
Bad
watching the
news
stream.
or
Like, everyone
good
looks at them, really
news?
enjoying themselves. It's good vibes. She's sat in bed, my wife, eating macarons. She's pregnant. She's got loads of macarons. She's watching the stream. Hello, wife. Hello, Nicola.
She's like, can you bring me back my jumper, please? I'm cold.
I'm freezing!
Yeah.
Like, also, it looks like
She's
you've got
I'm
a new
really happy
jumper
you're
on.
enjoying the game. I was like,
Here we go. Will they get a
Oh.
third? Madrid, they're on the break. Oh, no, it's too wide. So they came back from there.
oh, that's a good cross.
did a decent
He's a
shot.
very
He did a
good
decent
Right,
player.
because Bernardo Silva's in the middle to deal with it.
This is one of those games where you just kind of enjoy football. And I know it sounds really trite, but it's kind of true. It's just brilliant football.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of fuming here. I'm on the app, right? And I'm seeing that Toni Kroos is, in fact, still on the pitch. Why is that? What? And
I thought
Modric
that a
has
minute
come
ago.
off.
You sprayed the ball across, yeah.
No. Come on, Carlo. Come on.
Yeah. He's going to see out the game, Toni Kroos.
We just really want that Courtois save. I mean, we can pull up. He's faced 5 shots, conceded 4. And I'm pretty sure the other one was that really tame header. That just sort of dribbled into his hands. I wouldn't call it a shot. Would have been my big takeaway.
Oh, he headed it onto his hand, so he surely shouldn't give it
I
that.
don't know,
Let's
it's pen.
see it all.
He's given
Oh,
pen.
He shouldn't give
That
that.
is a pen.
Oh,
He's given it.
no,
give it.
they're fuming.
Oh no!
They are
Don't do this.
fuming.
Mate, I
He's
don't,
headed it onto his hand by
Wait, let's see,
accident.
VAR.
but will they overturn that though?
I mean, come on.
I can't sit. Now they've given
I
it.
don't know, you know.
I don't know if they'll overturn it.
I mean, I honestly
they
not saying
send
this
him
as
to
a
the
City
monitor.
fan, as a football fan. Let's have a
As
look.
soon as I saw it, I was like,
Oh, come on! You can't give
It's
that.
a pen. It's
He's
a pen.
definitely
It's a
going to
pen.
give it.
It's a pen.
It's unfair.
It's a
Oh,
pen.
did he
It's
not
a
head
pen.
it? Did he head it or not?
He heads it,
it's
yeah.
flicked
It's
the
a
top
pen.
of his
It's
head
his
onto
own
his
head.
arm as a pen.
It's a pen.
And the
Sorry.
bad
He
news.
headed it onto his own hand.
Benzema, here he comes.
Yeah. Sorry,
His,
mate.
hand, his hand is in a weird position.
Don't worry.
It's in the jumping where you jump. This is my
he
my
give
pet
someone a
peeves in
yellow? I think
football.
he gave
That
someone
you
a
get
yellow.
penalised for having arms and jumping.
Let's see.
Well, Benzema's not that good at pens.
Who's gonna take it? I don't think is it him? It is him. Oh, sorry.
You never
mate.
know.
He might pull a
You never know.
Jorginho. Jorginho scuffed it on the weekend. You never know.
Yeah, he might do a Jorginho, Bruno Fernandes type penalty here. Look, someone's flying lasers at him in his face. He's got green,
That's my pet peeve.
Yeah, I hate that too.
green lasers in
Don't
his
do
face.
that.
This is a massive moment. Massive moment that
Yeah,
Benzema.
he's bagging.
I'll tell you what, if this goes
He's
in,
not
it's a
missing
great
this.
second leg. Like great last 8 minutes too. Sorry, mate. Good luck.
He's not missing this. There's no chance. He's
You
too
never know.
Benzema.
No,
I love this
No
man. I love
way.
him so much.
Told you he wasn't missing
mate.
it.
I love him.
That is unreal.
I love him.
So frustrating how he wasn't really a mistake either. It's
How
just-
can you be that good?
I love him. This is what I said. You don't keep him quiet. Every time I've said Benzema's gonna score, he scores. Let me just stop saying it, just for
Mate.
your sake, Steve.
Talk about show personality on the pitch.
Look at the
look at
Benega.
that.
Stupid.
That is stupid.
Heritage.
That is,
Oh,
mate. This is honestly one of the best games of football I've ever watched in my life.
honestly.
I've never seen anything like
phenomenal.
it. I know you're probably hating most of it, but like that's fine. You're going through stuff you'll never forget too. Like this is stupid.
It really
This
is.
stupid.
It's so frustrating from my perspective,
Yeah.
though, that it was just bad luck, as opposed to...
Yeah,
'cause
no
he
one's
just won a
actually done
header,
anything
and
wrong.
he won a header and headed it onto his own hand and gave a penalty away, like...
Do you wanna know what I
All
love?
right, pirouette from Diaz there, was it?
Do you wanna know
think
what
it's
I love
Rodri.
about you?
Yeah.
Yeah, you are so like not upset, but you're not happy at the fact that you're still winning, but Real Madrid have scored 3.
Yeah,
That's it.
reasonable,
Don't-
yeah.
it's, well, because regardless of how good a City have been and dominating the game largely, they scored 3 goals. And, and we scored 4, and they're still very in it, and that's what's terrifying because Madrid.
And that's the thing.
That gives them momentum. That gives them
gives
belief
them
because they're
momentum.
like, you can't break away from this.
Yeah, even if you score a 5th, like
They're not scared.
they're not scared.
Yeah.
They're not.
No.
And that's what I'm
Sterling's come on,
saying.
by the way, during
Sterling's on,
that
yeah.
storm of 5 minutes
For who?
for
Gabby.
Jesus.
So who's through the middle?
So I think it'll be Sterling actually.
Yeah, it'll probably be Sterling.
Who
Yeah.
do the middle?
It's like an auto
You
tune.
make me laugh, man.
Who's through the middle?
I look at Pep practicing his passing.
You just say like, I should get on him. I said,
Mate, this is insane.
What a good game of
This is
football.
fun.
I'm
No
sitting
foul
back,
there.
chilling, relaxing.
I'm glad I didn't go Fulham, Nottingham Forest.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm happy
You
with
would
this
have
decision.
clinched the title
1-0
anyway.
Yeah, 1-0 down at Forest, no thanks.
oh, it's over.
It's over.
It's over.
Great decision. Well done us. Well, we didn't really have to, we had to go to work, to be honest. It's fine. Sometimes going to work is the best thing you can do.
14 goals for Benzema now in the Champions League. That's equal to Lionel Messi's best ever season.
That's
In
I
the
saw a
competition.
stat from Julian Ron's a bit earlier in when Benzema scored his first, and it said that he's now scored 13 goals in the Champions League, but his XG is 3.4.
It'll
How
be
is
higher
that
now
possible?
after the pen.
How
His
is that?
hurt
XG
himself,
is
you know.
It said his XG
3.4.
is 3.4, but he scored 13.
Surely that can't
What?
be right. That's
There
Right.
must be a mistake.
Has to be.
There's
I
a
mean,
mistake.
I've seen
Even
somewhere.
he was like, this has to be wrong, but I've just looked it up in
Because
two
if I remember
places.
some of his goals, they weren't that ridiculous. They were
No,
good
that's what I
finishes,
thought, yeah.
His goals are ridiculously hard, though.
Oh! How is it not 5-3? Ruben!
How are we talking about a 5-3 here in the Champions League
I'm loving this.
semi-finals?
I'm loving
City
it.
Madrid.
Yeah, you lot got to go to the Bernabeu as well. Boof.
Oh, I might go to the Bernabeu to watch that.
Oh,
Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
I'm going to buy
we'll
and get
just
a
go.
ticket.
Do this from there.
Oh, it is
Yeah.
Hey,
Get
it's
us
a
a
weird
nice
little
sweet.
flick.
Get us a sweet live score in the Bernabeu second leg.
He's given
a
it, yeah,
great
he's given
goal.
it. Good decision, Linesman.
Great decision.
How's he spotted that?
Don't know.
Linesmen, sometimes, they don't get the credit they deserve sometimes.
I'm really glad Fernandinho didn't shoot.
Yeah, same. Go on!
Oh, it's the same ball.
See, that general set piece situation there for City it's bread. Oh, I can't even talk. I've lost my words. It's bread and butter, basically. You know, like that whipping from Mahrez there when all the defenders are still forward. We score so many goals from this situation
Yeah,
because we're just good at hitting the back post where the runners are.
sure.
Oh, yeah, I'm in love with this game, man. I'm chilling. I'm relaxing, chillaxing.
I
Yeah.
thought you meant
Shoot
football
some
in general.
b-ball
which I was gonna
outside
be
of
like,
school.
well, yeah.
I'm happy you got it.
A couple of guys up to no good. Benzema's been making trouble in
My
my neighbourhood.
Literally in
And
your
he's one little
backyard.
ball.
Gotta make a video of that. Like your post-match review of this. You've got to have that in there.
Oh, football.
You're not feeling it, Jack?
No, it wasn't. No, it's just such a good game. It's funny
Who
what it
knows
does
what
to us,
the
this
score's
funny
going to be,
little
even
game.
with like 7-8 minutes left. Nice, Rodri's done really well there.
No
What's
one
the ball
predicted
there?
this.
What a ball.
It's-
Oh,
Oof.
lucky.
No one predicted this.
No one in the world.
No one went,
4-3.
oh, I reckon this will be a 4-3.
Like I knew there'll be goals,
Over
but
2 legs, I thought maybe 4-3.
yeah.
Bernardo's done brilliantly there, but then so did whoever that was.
That was
Isn't it?
superb.
Hasn't been many bookings, has there?
It's been a very
Clean
honest
game.
game of football,
Who's
you
that?
know. Is it Ceballos?
It might be. Ceballos number 19.
He is indeed.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it is, yeah.
Wait, that was brilliant.
Yeah, he did really well.
Danny-
Genuinely
Danny
brilliant.
Ceballos is
Bernardo
absolutely
did it,
wonderful football player.
Yeah, I keep forgetting though because he's like been tarnished, hasn't he?
Yeah.
He was a bit tarnished. He was dragged through the mud and then
Yeah,
returned to
tarnished.
Madrid.
It was all a bit mad.
And now he's just come up. They've cleaned him off.
He played some. He
They've
played
hosed
some-
him down.
Oh,
Nice flick.
I was
You
You
sent
sure
him
you
out.
don't have an Arsenal agenda?
No, it's not about that. That's not why Ceballos was good. Ceballos wasn't good at Arsenal.
There we go.
Ceballos was only ever good at Betis.
Wait.
Oh,
I'm so glad you chose
bro,
that. That's
what was
mad.
that?
Honestly, that's one of the very few mistakes they've made in the final third all game.
Do you know what?
Yeah, you're right.
Their decision making's been spot on. Who's Asensio
I
on
love
for?
Asensio. I
Where's
love
Isco?
him.
I want to see Isco.
If he wasn't so injury prone, I wanted him to be our replacement for Hazard, but his injuries are way too much.
You can have
Way
Hazard
too
back
much.
if you want.
I will take him back.
Would you?
I will take
Where would you
Hazard
play
back.
Did you
him?
actually?
I would 100% take Hazard back in a
That's
heartbeat.
emotion, isn't
And
it?
it is emotion.
Pure emotion.
It is.
There's
because
nothing wrong with that.
sensible
Football
needs
should be
to
like that.
Do you know what? Do you know what? I won't mind taking him back on a loan. We don't pay his full wages.
miss
Real Madrid
Hazard.
pay his wages. Let's have a negotiation there. He looks sad.
Yeah,
That
he
is
is
my
sad.
legend. He looks so upset, sitting on benches, being injured week in, week out.
Tuchel would hate
Bring
him
him
so
home.
much.
That's not Tuchel's business. I'm sorry. It's not Tuchel's business. It's not.
This is the Chelsea
Man
This
would
is
be
a
getting-
Chelsea
He would
man.
be getting run-outs in the Carabao Cup, and that is it.
and that is fine. That is fine. I will chant for him. I
Oh
really
yeah,
will,
fine.
100%.
Yeah, but like, I'm sure that's not what he wants.
Well, he
he-
might. He'd take
Hazard's
anything
got
right
to
now.
admit that he's a little bit done now. You know,
Send
the
him back to
injuries,
sad,
isn't
isn't
it?
it?
Back to
Like,
Lille.
football's that good
Back to
for-
Lille. Have a wee little
Honestly.
6 months at Lille. Get back in the Belgium squad for the World Cup vibes.
No, darling, come
He's
to
in there
Chelsea.
anyway, isn't he?
I'll take him.
That skill from Valverde was ridiculous.
Lovely.
Honestly, I might have to watch this game again at the end.
I always watch
We'll
Champions
just
League
watch it
matches
back.
There's
twice.
barely
you
been
know.
5 minutes.
I
of
always
Arsenal,
watch them
hasn't there? There's barely
twice.
been a few minutes without something of no happening.
Yeah.
Like even this nice bit of skill, lovely pass, good counter.
I'm waiting for Courtois to make this
good
save.
run for Sterling, that's fair.
Come on.
Yeah,
Come on,
we're not going to
Courtois.
have a good Courtois save and a 7-goal threat.
Come on.
Come on.
He'll probably make a
Courtois.
save. Like Raz will have a good chance, and it'll be
He'll
like
miss it,
point
yeah,
blank,
he will.
and he'll miss it because he'll save it.
At least do a complete bingo though.
That's
Yeah.
Well, every cloud day for
the
me.
thing. Yeah. What would you rather, score a fifth or we win bingo?
See LiveScore, see LiveScore. Download
Where's your
the
loyalty,
app.
mate?
Don't
Where's
like
your
the app
loyalty?
now, yeah. We haven't even got to talk about the great little widget. I love the widget. There it is. There's the widget.
Hey.
Excellent. Nothing I like more than the LiveScore widget.
Right next to
That's how
your
I
face,
actually
where it
watch games
belongs.
of football. I often go to Fulham and just watch the widget.
The widget's on.
Yeah, like can I put my headphones in? The widget's coming on, please. Yeah, what an app it is.
It is fun though. If you're ever like in a pub or something and you can't watch football and you actually end up watching that, it is actually
Yeah, it's
quite
actually really
entertaining.
enjoyable, yeah, I
And
like
it
the
is
widget
quite
a lot.
tense.
Oh God.
Oh my
God,
goodness.
what is
Imagine a football manager. Oh.
Oh, I was nervous then. I don't even care.
I feel like
I care about Steven.
Lovely.
I
Yeah,
care
I'm
about
rooting for
Steven's
Steve a little
well-being.
bit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd like to have someone in
I've got to go back to the
here
hotel room tonight on my own, so
Oh.
I need to be happy.
that's- Yeah,
At least
exactly.
at least you got the jumper. You can hold the jumper. close.
I thought you said I'll be a jumper then. I won't be that. Like,
No. You can
I've got
snuggle up to your spare
I've
jumper.
got the Mrs. jumper.
Yeah.
Oh, this is what a game. And it's mad that I'm feeling a bit nervous. As we're currently set to be, the greatest ever Champions League side,
Right.
all three, and it's a phenomenal
Would you have
day of
taken
football.
this at the start of the
Of course,
day?
I
Do you
would
think
have.
you would?
Yeah, I would.
Especially without away goals.
I mean,
If there were away goals, Jesus
Maybe not,
Christ,
yeah.
I feel like
Oh, yeah.
you would not be sitting there like
that's
this.
it. I mean, the game's different then in that sense, isn't it? But like, I mean, right now, winning against Real Madrid in any form is the attitude. Especially, to be honest, if you see a 4-3 score, you know you've been involved in a classic. And
Yes.
that's it, and you have to take it really. So
Yeah. And the beauty is you have actually been in control for a lot of the game. Like,
you've been brilliant.
you've been brilliant.
Yeah.
Like, you can't, there's not really any.
Missed chances. One of the goals.
That's it. Like, you could
one of the
probably
goals-
say Riyad Mahrez has had 2 opportunities where he should have done
Foden
better.
probably could have
Foden
another.
perhaps as well.
We've got a comment on social media saying that we all look exhausted, which
Oh,
I feel like is a good kind of experience
That
of
sounds
where
like a
we've
good
been
view
for
of
this
it.
I was
game.
about to say, is that
Who's
a
this fella
compliment,
jumping on the
insult?
kids?
I guess
Excuse me.
pitch invader.
We are all
song.
sitting.
Oh, it's fine when it's a kid, isn't it? Get him off.
10-year-old.
You know what I mean?
That's not a kid.
Yeah.
Invaders. He might be actually.
Ban him for life. You don't want to see it in football.
The guy's back.
What are you?
I don't really care. But
Same.
I'm okay with pitch invaders. It's just the people holding up signs saying, "Can I have your shirt?"
Can I have
Oh,
your
can I have your
shirt?
shirt? No.
Life ban.
5-year-old.
God.
Lifetime ban.
No. My kids are never going to a game with those signs. I let them get away with most stuff, but I'm never turning up at a game with a sign that says, "Please, can I have your shirt?" No.
If you're young enough to get away with it, you're also too young to have made it yourself.
Definitely.
That's my big takeaway.
That's
Like,
it. You see, the dads are or the mums are happier than the kid when they actually get given the shirt because
Yeah.
they're going to have it.
Parents are doing something
Going
nice. for their
straight
kids.
on
As
eBay.
soon as you're old enough,
Straight on
as soon as
eBay.
you're old enough to be able to write that sign yourself, you're too old to
You're
have
way
one of them
too old.
signs. Yeah.
To be honest, it is still on my bucket list though.
Kids
It's
want
going
it,
to
don't
be
they?
such a conundrum.
Yeah, kids
I'm not,
want
gonna do
it.
it. I'm not doing it.
Why, Daddy?
Well,
Well,
Zinchenko has had an absolutely
He's
sensational
good game.
All
day.
things
Great
considered, yeah.
game.
Go on, Phil. Oh, you should have been better with that. A bit quicker.
Booking that as well. Horrible challenge in the air. Yeah, absolutely.
You know
Is
what?
that
One last
Ronaldo?
chance to whip a corner in. Go for it.
Yeah, I mean, this is quite a nice position now. 30 seconds left. You've got a corner. What do you do? Keep it? Or
Just go
Swing
for
it
it.
in.
Just whip it in. Yeah, I see you.
Yeesh.
Just whip it in. So
Yeah.
you can get another goal.
do you reckon that's what Pep's saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be like.
Whip it in and see if we can get another
Pep's
goal. lads.
famous for shouting, "Stick it in the mixer."
Feel whack
What's
it.
that in Spanish?
Yeah,
Jack probably knows.
Catalan.
Don't
I actually fully don't. I'm afraid. I think there is a.
Courtois make a save.
What's the?
Come on.
What's the in the corridor of uncertainty in Spanish? El Corridor.
It sounds like it will sound
Corridor.
really poetic.
Yeah, exactly. It'd be like an Italian derby.
Obviously, yeah.
Oh, go on.
I think that's
Yeah,
it.
go on, Phil. Phil's off here.
Just give
skipped
Courtois.
past him.
That's it.
I think that
No
will be
save for
that.
Courtois. He lets me down once again.
No bingo. That is actually devastating.
How?
In so
Bingo.
many ways.
It's kind of beautiful, poetic nature, that though. In fact, we've got a 7-goal thriller and he's not made a big save.
Yeah.
It's kind of, it's very football, isn't it?
7 goals tonight. 7 ticks on the bingo sheet.
It's not finished
Maybe
yet.
it was destiny.
Maybe
Still
it
got one
was.
more attack in him, man.
Oh,
should do.
Christ. And it's
Should
for
get
Real
to-
Madrid.
Why
Imagine he's
would
gonna
they?
blow up,
Yeah,
but
that's
he's
absolutely
not
right.
looking
I
like
think
he
Pep
is.
will
Well,
lose
about
it
10
if a
seconds.
goal comes from this. Well into injury
Surprised that
time.
they're messing around here.
I'm going
do?
for it. What are they
There he
doing?
is, surely.
What are they doing?
That's it. It has
Yeah,
to
there
be.
we go.
Okay.
Time of bar.
Good game.
Well done.
Good
City
game.
Real Madrid.
A
Yeah.
great night at Champions League. There you go.
Historic night.
It is, yeah.
Now all you need to do is go and draw.
Game.
Yeah, well, do you know what? We can do that. We can go to Madrid and we can
Draw.
frustrate and yeah, we just need to not lose.
Mate, that could be 4-3. Well, after we've just seen that, who knows?
The expectations on Madrid now, though, so they're not that they
Yeah.
feel the pressure, but you know, there's an element of City being the underdog.
I think
in
that's,
Bernabeu,
yeah,
so
that is what I think is interesting. Both teams will actually be optimistic that they're in a good position going into the second leg. Madrid will be happy with this, like the way, especially after the way the first 15 minutes went.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And City, obviously, you take any lead going into the Bernabeu, especially after a performance like that, knowing you will score there.
Yeah, of course
Yeah.
we will.
You will score against that defence there. So, who knows?
I
what
mean,
we're getting there.
no one's really unhappy with this. I mean, obviously Madrid fans would like to be, you know, at least
Like, you've got
level.
to get a ticket.
But yeah, I know I do. Yeah, but ultimately, like it's a night for football. You know what I mean? Like we saw a great game.
Football was the real
winner.
winner
Yeah,
tonight.
the friends we made along the way. You know.
Benzema's smiling and waving to his friends.
Well, yeah,
just lost the Champions League semi-final.
the Madrid fans won't be too disappointed either. They would enjoy the classic. You know, they'll be like, oh, we can still do this.
Yeah.
Everyone in
I'm
that
not gonna
stadium's
lie.
pretty happy, I would say.
This is a good result for Real Madrid. This is an excellent result for them. 4-3.
I would say it's an excellent one.
Yeah.
Whoever's
It is,
trying to
it
take
is.
Vox Pops
I would
out
have
of the
thought that
stadium
you
is
guys
gonna
would
get
play him
lots
out
of
the
happy
park.
fans.
Oh, yeah,
I still think Real Madrid are going to make the final.
I think Real Madrid are getting
It's
to that
funny,
final.
isn't it? It's funny.
I
Yeah.
think that
It's
Manchester
stupid,
City
isn't
are
it?
going to be in the final of the Champions League.
Hey?
I
I
know.
think that Manchester City will be in the
I
final
think we
of
will
the
too.
Champions League.
I feel like
They're
we've seen
just
enough.
the better team.
There's only one way to find out.
Yeah. Wow.
Join us on
There's a next time.
Join us next time, lol. But genuinely speaking, though, I do think it will be a Real Madrid-Liverpool final.
Right. Okay. So
Okay.
Yeah.
let's dig into this, shall we? Before we
Isn't it funny how
close
that's
this off?
inclusion after City just won 4-3?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny football, and you know I can understand the logic behind it as well, which is
That's the thing, isn't it? It's like
Yeah.
City dominated that game with a better side by a distance and are one ahead.
Yeah, it's
In a home
exactly
leg.
what I've said since the draw, to be honest.
I don't think that's mentality in some
I
ways.
said 2-1 City, not 4-3, but I always thought
Here's
City
the
win this
question.
leg and don't go through.
If that was 1-0 City,
Here's the
would
match
you feel the same
momentum.
way? I guess
Yeah.
that's a different story then, isn't it? If it's
But
1-0
look
City,
at the match momentum. It's absolutely mad. Like
It's
that is
just
a domination in so many ways.
God.
I mean, the goals are out the blue, really, weren't they? No
But
pun
it's like the
intended.
fact
The
that
goals actually in some ways spark the moments of Real Madrid.
I mean, even then,
Pressure.
at second goal, there isn't a moment still there. It just happens.
Yeah, it's just in the
It's just
middle.
like,
well.
oh, well,
Yeah.
That's the scary part about it, because you look at how much Man City dominated, but Real Madrid still managed to get those 3 goals. I'm sorry, but
Sure.
at the Bernabeu, I do think that they'll take it.
for me, the frustrating thing is that, okay, the first goal I think was just really football. I think it was a lovely finish. Second goal came from having a 36-year-old centre midfielder who's leaving the club playing right back. And that's just poor defending. You would presume with Kyle Walker's available, or even John Stones, that doesn't happen.
Or
It just doesn't-
Cancelo.
Yeah.
No, it
or
says
Cancelo.
Madrid had a save made.
Yeah, I don't remember
They
that.
did. Courtois, he punched the ball. He punched the ball.
Yeah, that's not a great save. It's
Yeah,
not going
it
to count.
wasn't, it
Okay.
wasn't
But
great.
then obviously the third goal was just a bit of luck, if I'm being honest. In
Yeah.
terms of, like, hey, you win a header and you head it onto your own hand. It's just bad
Yeah.
luck, and like you can't. It's not.
not
That's
like
not a
you can't-
mistake.
you can't stop your
You
arm
can't go.
from
Oh,
being
you
up
should have
there."
headed it that way. You
Like-
just. It's one of those
just
things where it's
football.
frustrating because one's a mistake, one is bad luck.
I don't think it gets overturned. That's the funny thing. If it doesn't get given as a penalty,
If he doesn't
then-
get
It doesn't
spotted,
get
you might get away with it, but as soon as it's
Yeah.
given...
as soon as it's given, it's never getting turned back the
Yeah,
other
but-
way either.
Yeah.
But I guess with the other chances, saying like weirdly, I guess maybe the quality of City's performance is slightly underplayed, given the fact that Real Madrid scored 3 as well.
Yeah.
And they
Yeah,
deserve to
absolutely.
score 3 to an extent.
Yeah, I hope you get the credit for it because
It probably
like,
should have been about 6-3.
It wasn't-
6-3 would have probably been the
Yeah.
result that reflects that performance.
yeah,
Maybe 5-2.
Maybe 5, the extra goals.
5-3 would be, or actually maybe 5-2 is probably a fair reflection of
maybe
the actual
that's-
game.
At least
But
a
it's
2
nuts
goal
that we're
gap.
saying that, isn't it?
It's mad, yeah.
What a game of football.
But-
it was a genuine classic.
Well, City belong
I
anyway
forgot
at this
about
stage,
this.
and we should do, but
Mahrez
that
should
was
have
nuts.
buried
what's
two
the
G.
XG on that
chances.
chance, man? Like,
Oh.
open them.
But honestly, I don't think Foden could have done a lot more.
He's
hit the
got
No,
target.
there's nothing Foden.
And
Just reacting,
Carvajal,
innit?
you just reacted and got it on target. That's all
It's
you can
quite.
do.
It's a pretty good effort from Mahrez as well. It's not like
Mahrez should
personally,
be
like-
scoring.
This
yes,
is
he
unreal.
should, but it's
Fernandinho's cross is perfect. Yeah, it was just great.
Look how open they are defensively there, by
Yeah.
the way. Madrid are a mess defensively there.
But look, we've seen 7 incredible goals. We've seen an absolutely incredible game. Let's just take some final thoughts before we wrap this up. Needs to come to you first.
I mean, I'm not surprised. I did say once Real Madrid get into the game that they are going to hit you where it hurts, and they did it 3 times. Obviously, for unforeseeable circumstances with the handball, I understand, but I'm not really surprised as to the end result. I think Man City, they played extremely well. I won't take that away from them, but I still believe that Real Madrid are going to get to this final somehow, some way. So.
Dean?
Yeah, I mean, it's an unbelievable performance from Man City, and the first 20 minutes is potentially the best 20 minutes I've ever seen at this stage of this competition. Like, it was a schooling, and then it comes down to the fact that Madrid are back in the game due to the best combination probably in European football of Vinicius and Benzema. I mean, there's not really anyone else that can offer you that, and that's why we're at this stage, and that's why it's such fine margins. That's why it's so hard to divide them.
Scott Parker.
Yeah, like it's just so hard to divide these teams. But City did deserve to win the game, and I am actually glad they did it.
Stephen?
Ultimately, City tonight have gone head-to-head with genuine Champions League royalty, the biggest team in Champions League history. They've gone blow to blow, and they've won deservedly so. And if that doesn't inspire confidence in City, I don't know what really will, because we can't turn around as a City fan now and look at any negatives from this. Real Madrid will always have chances, they will all have goals, but we scored more. And we've done that deservedly so, and we've won the game. And I go into the game now personally, but I expect City to score. I expect City to rise to the challenge, because we keep showing that. We really, really do. And people don't quite realise how much spirit this City side have got and what they've learned from the previous mistakes in the Champions League and just how far they've come as a team, because City tonight just, in my opinion, outplayed and outfought Real Madrid.
Yeah.
Real Madrid,
Yeah.
you know, and they deserved it as well. And no one would be surprised if that was 6-3 tonight.
No,
They
I
would have
agree.
deserved it.
Yeah.
Ultimately, that is a huge net positive, and that's what Pep will be reinforcing, I'm almost certain.
I think you look at that and think City can comfortably come out of here with a draw at the Bernabeu. Obviously, the atmosphere matters and all of those things, but you play like that, and I think the
There's
minimum you
chances and goals,
expect,
isn't there? Yeah.
exactly, the chances created, and you'd imagine the City are going to go playing exactly the same way. They will do that again. You think the defence would be better by the point of next week, by the fact that Fernandinho isn't
Cancelo,
playing in it. I think Cancelo
Walker
is back,
maybe.
Walker maybe back.
Okay, fair.
There's lots to
realise
consider
that.
in those regards. But that's all from us here on LiveScore, and all that's left for me to do is say thank you to Stephen,
Thank you.
thank you to Dean.
Cheers.
Neats, you and I will be back tomorrow for more fun with Villarreal, Liverpool. There's loads more content on the LiveScore app and in that watch section, so make sure you go and check that out. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you tomorrow. Take it easy.